What's going on, everybody? We're live again. Back again with Rob Z.
Hey, howdy, everybody.
You got to make noise when I say that. That way they can see you. And the great Charles Paulk.
Oh, hello
Oh,
everybody.
he gets a great part in front of his name.
I know.
Well, I was going to say amazing Rob, but then I forgot. But I remembered great Charles Paulk.
Yeah. So,
Already
like I said,
starting with me today. I tell ya. So Paul is saying that Dave is out with a bad cough for 3 days. Hey, Brian. By the way, hey, Paula, and
hey
Eber.
Paula,
What's up, Brian?
Eber.
I just saw Brian in a live stream just like a little bit ago over at Krazy Kimberlin's.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
tried logging into his live call, and just nothing was happening. He didn't put
Um,
down an actual time for it.
well, when it was live, it was actually live, but after the fact, it like disappeared, and then it popped up with like just that screenshot or like thumbnail, or yeah, not screenshot, the thumbnail, and there's no time on it if you look in the bottom right.
Right?
So it's not like a real video, and I see that every once in a while. So I don't know if he doesn't have it saved to like save it to DVR save your live stream or whatever, which is what I do. That way you can watch it the next day if you missed it.
I mean, I saw one where it said it's like we're still here or I'm still here or something, and it showed him kind of talking a little bit, and then it just kind of went flat, and he just said just a picture, and that's what I clicked on. It's like 1 minute and 31 seconds or whatever. But there was the original live stream, and then there's that little bitty clip. It said something. I forgot what it said underneath, but it said something like "I'm still here" or "It's still working." Something that it said. It worked for like a minute. It was like a minute and 30 seconds, and then it was only like a few minutes where he's actually talking, and then it just went to just a picture.
Huh. Pepper Donkey's in the house.
What's up,
Says
Pepper?
hello, so hey. I'm sorry I forget your real name. I'm terrible with names. Go ahead, yell at me. I'll let you.
Oh, Brian talked to Dave earlier. He's trying to get over a little bug going around. Should have been eating his peppers.
Now the flu's really bad this year, though, because I mean I know that's what they've been blasting on the media lately. I know some counties further north of us, there's been like 11 deaths already. So it's been a pretty bad year for the flu. And then the weather's crazy. So I mean, like I've been telling y'all, it's 60, 70 degrees here in Texas, and then we're going back 20s to highs in the 40s, and this is like a weekly thing now. So it's like you have 2 or 3 days of cold, and then it's like spring weather, then it goes back to cold again, and then the rain and everything else is going on with it. So
I'm always right behind you. Like I'm looking at my forecast and it was nice today. It was like, I don't know, 58, something like that. And then like tomorrow it's going to be 56 and then 59. But then like it's 50, but the low is 27 and the low's 27, 29, 20 and rain coming.
yeah, we're supposed to get blasted by rain tomorrow. So that's what they're saying. And then heavy winds because the front coming through from the Pacific.
How would you like to be me?
No.
It hit
No, we discussed
40,
this last
41.
live stream. We don't want to do that. It's so cold there, man. You got to wear shoes and
It hit 40, 41 here today. Almost all the snow is melted away. As I was leaving the shop today at 7:15, it started raining.
what's the temperature right now? Under
I don't know,
freezing,
but
right?
here's the bugger. They have a winter weather advisory from midnight to 6 p.m. tomorrow, saying heavy snow with blowing or high winds and blowing snow, and yeah,
And that's after it
they can
rains.
put all
So
that on top of ice.
yeah, well, yeah, that way it rains. That's what had happened here. That's why it shut down the town for like 5 days. It
Yeah.
rained and then it froze and then it snowed. That wet snow on top of it. Great.
Eber says it was very nice. Felt like 70-ish today. And Anthony T is saying hey guys. So hey Anthony.
Hello, Anthony.
Anthony.
And Eva's saying Anthony was good. Hey, I'll pretend I understand that one. Good.
I believe it was Anthony, comma, was good, as in it was good, meaning the 70th, 70-ish.
All right.
So I made another video today. I don't know how this one's going to go off, but like a little feedback tomorrow when it comes out. Might come out a little later tomorrow because I think I might sneak out and have some more footage tonight in the middle of the dark and everything, but all about the greenhouse and what happened after the freeze and stuff.
Okay.
But no, I don't know. It was I hate to say it's like vlog style, but it kind of was. It was just, I mean, I didn't like stand there with a camera in my face the whole time, but I just walked around like I normally do. Like I gotta, see what's going on, and I just carried the camera with me and just talked to the camera. And so, and then at the very end, I was like, there's all this footage. I was like, I'm not even gonna put that in there because it quite literally was really boring. Like I was not talking some of the times. I'm just like had my camera in the fish tank trying to see if there's fish and everything, and you really couldn't see anything, and then you couldn't hear anything except some running water every once in a while. But I ended up putting all of the footage into the like everything I shot while I was out there. It's like a 28-minute video. So looking for some feedback on that when it comes out tomorrow.
Oh well.
That's a long one for you.
Yeah. Like 20 is normal, but I don't know. Like I said, I did like, I guess at the beginning, because I started it all over and was like, I'll do an intro and stuff, and like did all that stuff. So I started it with that, and then I moved through everything. And then I'm like, oh yeah, before the video, here's a bunch of clips. And I just put them in there too. They're all, I mean, everything's not edited at all except for like that click noise when you turn the camera off. I trimmed that off. And then, the click noise when you turn it on till like right before you start talking, I trimmed that off. And other than that, it's not edited at all. So, see if people last through that. They make it through the live streams when I'm talking, so I don't know. It's kind of the same thing.
I watch because I never know what I'm going to get. Last one I got a tomato update. So
Yeah, that's my favorite update of the year.
Here's my tomato plant. It's dead. Or however you put it. But yeah.
I didn't do any of that this time. I should have. It's hilarious. It sounds like I just woke up and started doing this. Like, roll out of bed, throw clothes on, walk outside, grab the camera, walk outside, go in the greenhouse and turn it on. But
Okay, so Brian says Dave did get 4 new 2x4 T5s today. He's getting ready. Yeah, 63 here tomorrow. By Sunday, the high is 22. We got that big storm coming in Friday. Not sure if it's going to be snow or not, or ice. Okay. Well, I got a window right here. Let me see what it's doing outside.
get a what?
a window.
I get a window too.
Yeah, I do as well.
All right. How about you in the chat? Do you have a window?
Right now, it is a very small piece snow coming down. Very fine snow coming down.
I thought you were like trying to say you had like a problem with the window, like it was open or, whistling or something like that. And you were like, I'm just going to check the window, huh?
Yeah.
Common mistake.
But this is Minnesota. We're used to this type of stuff. Okay,
Yeah,
so Brian's laughing at his comment. And Eva says, bread, milk, and water, Brian. Okay. In other words, batten down and prepare for the worst. That's some fine powder. No, powder snow, yeah. Well, it was a really light mist. Then it started turning into bigger raindrops. Now, yeah. Tune in twice a week to find out what the weather in Minnesota is like today.
Oh man, something. Yeah, well, I was trying to figure out how to get to it, but I guess if you go to the last live stream that we did with Charles, if you look in the comments, JT Bear put a link to a video, which is pretty funny. I don't know what comedy sketch it was, but it was all about how, like, in Canada, well, like they're talking about the weather report, and they're like, "What is it like on Wednesday? Oh, it's below zero. What is it on Thursday? Oh, below zero. Friday, below zero. What about Saturday? They say +1." And it was hilarious, man. And then they go through, like, they go to the weather center thing where they're like, "We intentionally do that on the seventh day just to instill hope in everybody."
Yeah. Well, it's strange. You go outside today in 40-degree weather with a sweater on, and you think it's a nice day. I just can't get over that. And fall's coming around, 40 degrees, you're sitting there shivering, but you experience minus 30 wind chills, minus 40 wind chills, and that 30 degrees feels pretty good.
Oh yeah, there were kids at the grocery store in shorts when it was snowing. When I had to
Yeah.
make that trip to the store, and the road was all ice and everything, and they had like special hours where they're like, we're only going to be open from here to here because the weather's bad. We're not going to make our employees drive."
Yeah, Adam wears shorts almost all year round here.
That's crazy. I'll wear no shoes, but I'm not wearing no pants. I will to a certain point. That's when I'm wearing like a sweatshirt on, but shorts and flip flops. That goes down to, like, I don't know, 60 or something like that. Once you get below like 60, that's when I'm like, nah, I gotta have pants on. Don't have to have short or shoes.
I don't think I'd want to be there because Brian says this one is coming out of the south, northwest Ohio could get from 8 to 25 inches of snow depending on the track, 3 to 5 here, or just ice.
Mhm.
Uh, no doubt either, laughing out loud. And red milk and water, and that's some plain, but yeah. We still have 4 inches on the ground, and it was 55 here today.
Ouch.
Well, we hit 41, but yeah, we're down to only the heaviest places that had snow have snow left. Like my driveway is completely cleared. It's wet. My sidewalks are all completely cleared, just wet. So it's going to be interesting walking out tomorrow because snow on top of ice is very cautious steps. Yeah.
Over here, it warmed up. Like I said, it was like 55, 58. We still have snow. So there's a little bit here and there, but it's usually just the heavier places, like where it banked up, or where it was stacked up or anything like that. And it's very minimal. Well, I didn't drive out or anything today, but I mean here around the house. But the one thing I will say, my yard, it was clear the first. You know why? Because I went out there with my quad and I tore that whole thing up, man.
Mm-hmm.
The day after that, my yard was where all the birds were because I cleared. I was actually doing donuts and stuff, and actually have dirt. So the birds were like, "Oh, we can go down there and find some food."
Well, our local box store, they have all the snow plowed, and they put it all along one big edge of it, and they come in with big front end loaders and get the hills up there, 20, 25 feet tall. The snow is still there come usually end of March, early April, and there's no snow left anywhere else. They have it in their parking lot yet. Let's see. Brian says, well, we had 13 inches in a 3 week period, and with all the cold, it just stayed until today. Yeah, but like you were saying with the weather reports, 40s, and then it's going to drop down to the 20s, and then single digits, and then back up to the 20s again. It's 20s are easy enough to tolerate. I mean, that's just annoyance cold.
I hope our weather goes like last year. It was cold in like the middle of December, so we could just prolong that a little bit and we can like say that's the same as this year. But February, I remember we had 80s. Like I mean like literally AD, not like 84 or anything like that. It was like it hit 80. Oh my god. But in February, I remember that was like 3 or 4 days in a row it did that. That was
So Scott showed
crazy.
up and says it was 71 in West Texas today, 50 to 70 mile an hour wind gusts. Okay, that's windy.
What's up?
And Derek, Mr. Crazy Kimberlin Opinions himself, has just shown up. So, hey, hey. So, hey, Derek. And Brian says, "Whoa, Scott."
Yeah, Scott sent me some pictures of what was going on in his area today. It was pretty bad. So he was like, "This is what just hit our area," and yeah, it's pretty bad from the pictures that he sent. Just the wind and everything. So
Yeah.
it'll
So,
be it's coming here soon. So
Mr. Charles,
yeah,
Eber's asking you, says, Charles, how many tents you got? Lot, and that one with the white fan, that goal's right there, man. Someday that it must be that's the goal right there, and someday I'll have a good setup.
yeah, I have 3 tents. So I have a 2x4, a 4x4, and a 4x8. And then I kind of have them set up all doing different things right now. So one's seed germination. One's once they kind of, well, most of them sprouted. I move them to the 4x8 on one side. I have some going on one of the sides of the 4x8, which is like in a 4x4 area. And then I have my overwintered plants in the 4x4. So I kept all the overwintered plants in the garage because I didn't want to bring them inside because I did spray them down and all that other stuff, but I don't want to take any chances of anything getting in my 4x8 tent. So
Yep.
I kept all that separate. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, the only thing I'm doing is going to add an extraction fan soon to my 4x8 to kind of get some of the heat out because it's after 12 hours, it's like 86, 87 because it's inside one of my rooms in the house. So just trying to get it to 79, 80. So we'll see how it goes.
So Mr. Crazy himself is saying, so how do I get on this dang thing? Ha ha ha. And then that's what's up, Eber. And Eber says, hello, gotta ask Grub. I'm getting here crazy. Okay, Looney Productions says aloha all. Hi. Derek says Reptos explained earlier, but I forgot what it was called and how already.
Well, that wasn't to get here. If you want to get here, I can send you an invite. Actually, on Google Hangouts, if you can send me your email address, that'll work a lot better. But what I was saying earlier was whenever you start your own, that's well, you said you do it on your phone, so never mind. I guess that would be, I do it on a computer. And when you do it on the computer, they're like, there's a ton of setup that you have to do. And if you do the way I said earlier, you can just skip all that. And it's like the easy way. And it's like, yeah, use Google Hangouts. And then that way you can just add people through Hangouts, which is like your what? Google account name or whatever, just whatever email you use to log into it. Now he's on an iMac. Jeez, oh man, this guy has everything. He was on a tablet earlier, his freaking phone. Now on a tab or on the iMac. Isn't that a laptop? Yes. To get on, yeah, to get on, I would just have to send you an invite. And to do that, I would need whatever email that you use to log into like your YouTube channel or, well, yeah, YouTube channel. Because if you don't go to Google Hangouts, then you never log in there. But it's the same thing.
We're gonna get shown up. Well, there's the email address.
Yeah.
I can. Well, okay.
a
I
good
was going
one.
to say I can copy it and send it to the Google Plus messages, but I see you're typing it in your phone, so I'll just forget about that idea.
It's a good email. I have the same thing.
Charles, you're in bright blue.
Bright blue.
Yeah, your shirt.
Oh yeah.
Against the bright white walls.
They're beige, but yeah, they're lighter color.
Hmm. And Chad shows up, says, "Sup, y'all?"
Hey Chad.
The only reason I said that, Charles, is because when it switches over to you, my monitor gets really white.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Otherwise, it's on red when he's got the dark on it. I can
Oh,
always tell when it switches over.
okay.
Okay, that should be done.
Uh-oh. There's going to be 4 of us. I'll just sit here and go,
More the merrier. But anyway, Derek, that should have sent you a message on Google Hangouts. I don't know if you have to download it or I don't know. Charles, did you have to download that the other day? I don't ever remember doing it, but
No, you just send me the invite, and then of course I had issues the other day, but other than that, it was just really just after I got everything going through, just clicking on it, and then of course I had to do the Chrome issue, the Google Chrome, switch to that real quick. But other than that, it was just clicking, and then you can before you come on fully, it just tells you what camera and mic you want to use and do settings or whatever, and that's it. So it's fairly simple.
Derek says, maybe big, big change. I may not figure it out, laughing.
I got this. It's easy. It should pop up like a phone call, and all you got to do is say, yeah, answer.
Mm-hmm.
If he's using Chrome.
Wow.
It seems to me, well, I guess from the main google.com page, it'd show it too. In the upper right hand corner. It has that 9-spot grid thing. Click on it and it drops it down.
Yeah, right.
So I was debating today for my gaming part. I have a roll up partition that comes down behind me, and it's all black. And I was thinking, I could send you for a loop, move the camera up there, and answer on that one, and you'd see a total all black background. What's going on?
Oh, wait, did I say you what's up, Chad? If I didn't, then what's up, Chad? Oil that chair.
So, Chad, what are your subscription numbers up to?
Really?
I've been finding it interesting the rate that they've been increasing. And you said the next challenge was at 750. I'm wondering when that's going to be.
I think he said 650.
I thought he said 750.
He's at 614 right now.
Yeah, Eber says 614 too.
Stagnated. Yeah. I hear you. It sucks when you just start seeing it go backwards. Just sits there, like keeps going and keeps going. You're like, oh, come on, like stop. Just sit still for a minute.
Yeah, I actually checked out Derek's music page today. So that was the first time I checked that out.
I haven't had time to take a look. I've been doing so much other stuff.
Mhm.
But Chad says I may have to get going on. So
Later,
that could
Chad.
mean a couple different things.
If he's
Some
uh,
hot sauces at 650.
going on, meaning like more numbers.
Yeah, instead of waiting for the 750.
Some hot sauces at 650. We only need a few more people.
Yeah.
Derek says, haha, it's a bit quote unquote different. Haha, be right back.
And if you're new and you don't know how to subscribe, by the way, you can, if you scroll over beside whoever's chatting, you can see the 3 dots or the 2 dots or whatever, and you can just click it and it'll like have a thing, go to channel. Bang. In case anybody didn't know about that quick link.
Yeah. Ugh. Well, if the snow hits like they're saying, I'm going to have a really slow day tomorrow. And too bad my PS3 at the shop, the hard drive in it died, so I can't even sit and play Minecraft while I'm sitting in the shop by myself.
What died on it? Is it the hard drive?
Yeah, the hard drive went through a failure and then tried to rebuild it, and 3 days later it was still trying. So,
Wipe it clean.
well, I took it out, and a friend of mine has got it, and he's going to take it and put it into his computer and run a diagnostic on it to see what's going on. But otherwise, or odds I'll have to take and replace it.
I had a PS3 that a buddy of mine, he gave it to me because, you know, what is it, the yellow light of death that they would get? It was the first generation PS3, the big, huge one. And he took it apart, but he didn't want to go any further. So he just, asked me to do I forget what it was, the heat gun trick on the processor to like heat up the solder and like remelt it or whatever. But you have to tear it all the way down to the base board. And I ended up doing that for him, and it worked for like 3 or 4 days, and then it didn't, and then I did it again, and it worked for like 2 days, and then it did it again. It worked for like a day, and then it worked for an hour, and then eventually, after a little while, he was moving. He was like, here, you can have it. So I was like, all right, cool. Put it in my closet, forgot all about. Well, I tried it again, didn't work, and forgot all about it. But then I got a PlayStation 3. My hard drive went bad, so I ended up pulling that hard drive out of there, putting it in. It's like, I don't recognize this. You want to format it? And I'm like, heck yeah, I do. Just reformatted the entire thing. It was already formatted anyway, but they reformatted and bang, I was right back up and playing. And since a lot of my stuff is, online, it was already saved anyway, so I don't care. And but then no, after that I was like, let me see if I can put the other hard drive back in. I put it back in. It's like, oh, we definitely don't recognize this one because I guess it has to be formatted to that motherboard or whatever. And it was like, we don't understand this one. You want to reformat? And I was like, heck yeah, wiped all that sucker clean, and bang, now I have 2 hard drives laying around. Well, one in, one laying around.
Yeah.
So glad I didn't throw away that old PlayStation. I tripped over it like twice. I put it like at the foot of my bed for some stupid reason and tripped over it like twice. I was gonna throw it out, and luckily thought to save that hard drive.
That's asking for another invite.
Okay.
But yeah. Well, it's just a standard SATA 2.5 inch drive like you find in a laptop. So you can find those easy enough, and it's only I think it's only a 250 gig one, so it's not real big. But yeah. All right. Let's see. Eber says, "How's everyone's contest plans doing for the PLC? I'm not participating this season. I'm not participating either. I don't have the seeds for the specific plants, but mine grow good, but they don't grow like some of the ones that so many people do. But yeah,
Well, you should do the bonsai because that you keep it small, and then all you got to do at the end of the year is pot it in a bonsai pot, and hopefully it looks good enough for the people to vote on it.
I've never
That's
tried to do a bonsai thing.
well, this is my first. Well, I had a bonsai years ago, but this is my first bonsai, I guess you would say. But I just picked a variety that stays small. The Uchu cream that I got stays under 12 inches and produces pepper, so it's a little bitty pepper plant. So I'm just hoping to have a thick stalk and then have the peppers on there, and then hopefully maybe shape it a little bit. And it's already got unique leaves as it is with the white and green. So I'm just going for that, and then hopefully by the time the pictures come around in October, they'll have all the different color like yellow and white, yellow, red peppers all on there with that white and green leaves, and hopefully maybe it'll have some votes for it.
Hmm, that sounds interesting. Oh, it says I just posted my 1 month update, and Chad says his died.
I mean, there's a long time. I mean, you still have a long time to go. You can always restart now. I mean, it's not too late. I mean, everybody's started in the 1st of November. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people. So, it's only the couple weeks in January. So I mean, I think people still have time if they would like to do that.
Yeah. Eva says, Paula saw that on PLC. Well, I looked at my seedlings today, and that frost killed off about 3/4 of them. A little over 3/4. So that's kind of depressing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm debating whether or not I want to try restarting. But with the heater the way that it is and everything else, I just might wait until February when it's not going to be too much longer for the cold. Paula says, and I just posted my 2-week Arrow Garden update on YouTube a few minutes ago. Oh, cool.
I'll have to check that out later.
Yeah, not while you're on here. Haha, joke. So the sauce with 2 brains goes really good on chicken sandwiches.
I found it a lot of good uses for it. Pizza, chicken sandwiches, just chicken in general.
Mm-hmm.
So, here's Derek. Hey, Derek.
So
Just check and make sure your microphone isn't muted.
I don't see it muted.
But we're not getting any sound.
Hello.
It's low.
Yeah.
I think I heard him.
Hold on here. Good.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, Derek.
Yeah.
Louder. Good. Whoa.
Yep, that's getting better.
Better.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, hold on here. I'm trying to switch from a.
Well, the volume you're at right now is perfect.
Yeah,
Hold
that's
on.
cool.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, you might want to
I'm switching from a studio mic to like my factory.
You might
That's
want to turn the mute the volume on the actual YouTube feed of the show because I'm hearing myself.
The joys of the Hangouts. You see it live, people. We don't hide anything. This is what
Cheers. We'll
really
figure this out.
happens.
Okay. Let me see here. I have the YouTube screen open. I got the. Hold on.
What I like to do is I'll take that Hangout screen and I'll put it over the YouTube page and I'll shrink it down so I can see the chat actually going on the YouTube page. But actually look at the Hangouts, because the Hangouts is no lag, but the chat, I believe, is like 30 seconds behind.
Okay, how was that?
That's good.
Good.
Yeah, you sounded good.
Well, I'll be damned.
And GT
Don't
Bear,
ask me to do this again because I'll never figure it out. Right.
Yeah,
We're
and
in
then
here.
what I was saying earlier is if you wanted to have a live stream where you could have multiple people on, the best way to do it is if you go to live and then go to the events, because there's two little options. I forget what it is, like live streaming and like events. If you go to events, it gives you like a quick thing, which is Google Hangouts, and it just
Oh,
starts
okay.
like that instead of actually putting in settings and stuff.
Yeah, I got the headphones on. That way, I don't wake up the next room over. So, yeah, this is pretty sweet. I like this. Don't even have a YouTube open. Just this, just this Hangouts thing.
and 2 live streams in one day. What are you going to do with yourself to top that tomorrow?
Go live again. I know. Like usually I don't. Like this is like a 2018 thing. I never go live ever. But now, like I don't know, my channel I feel is getting boring, so I'm gonna have to interact or do something.
Well, JT Bear is in the house,
So I
and
can't.
he says
Oh, go ahead.
hashtag entertain me and hashtag Dave's not here, man. Okay, go ahead.
I can't see like anybody else's comments, so I probably should have. You know what? I'm gonna open this on the iPad so I can see the chat and stuff.
Well, that's what Rev was saying about take the Google Hangout screen, shrink it down, have the YouTube screen in the back of it on the right-hand side. So you can see the Google Hangouts on top and the chat behind on the right-hand side. That's how we do it. My camera sits right next to where the chat flows. So if you think I'm looking at the camera, I'm actually looking at the chat.
Okay, hold on again.
Let's see.
These are all pointers for anybody else out there that wants to go live.
True. Let's see. Eber says, hashtag, are you not entertained? Brian says, hey, JT, David is trying to get over a little bugging he had for a couple days.
Yeah,
He says, hashtag pray for Dave.
Yeah, he just hit me up, text me, and said that he's been feeling bad. I told him, like, make sure you feel better. So he'll be back soon.
Okay, JT brings up a really good point here. These boys make it seem so ... easy and wonder why I've not joined in yet. Well, if you ask Charles can give you a first-hand experience on what it's like and what you think about it ahead of time and what it's like to actually do that. So if you'd like to take the floor, Charles, and tell Mr. JT there what you just went through in the last week.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
before you say that, Charles, I do want to interrupt and just mention that JT Bear's been on YouTube way longer than me. He's been on camera on YouTube way longer than me, and also was live streaming years ago. And I was watching, and I thought, whoa, one day I'm gonna do that. And then, like, here we are, and it's a live stream. But anyway, like you said, Charles was just a watcher and said, you know what? In the New Year's, I'm gonna come on, and we were like, all right, do it. And then next thing you know, what was it? 2 days ago, bang. We had Charles. But tell him your experience, Charles.
My experience has been good. I mean, it's just like I'm chatting with today it's 3 people, and I'm just seeing Derek, Rob, and Rev there, and just keep going back and forth, and just like I'm talking to 3 people, but we have the chat going on and answering questions. And I was kind of worried and nervous. I mean, I'm not one to be on camera a lot, kind of shy, but it was fairly simple once I got everything going.
I'm an attention whore.
I was going to say, like, me, Rob, and Charles are like that. I don't think Derek's like that.
Oh.
No, I'm not. I'm just kidding. Sometimes, once in a while. I don't get out much.
I get out all the time, but this makes me. This
Be right
is.
back.
I enjoy this. I look forward to this.
Yeah,
Actually, JT says. Actually, Rev has like over 100 plus more vids than me, and he's not
probably.
nervous. Just don't trust my electronics. Well, can't help you there.
Well, I may have more videos, but that's just because I did a lot of 30-30 challenges. There you go. I challenge you to a 30-30 challenge, JT.
I'll be back in a minute or two.
You're just saying about how you might have more videos. There's a good excuse. You could just go ahead and, I don't know, do a vlog. There you go. Bang. JT Bear, day to day.
I mean, he was saying something about his electronics. I mean, I've had all kinds of issues. The first time, I had to switch browsers, and I was kind of getting frustrated because I wanted to be on here and had issues. I was like, man, I'm gonna miss this call, and I know I could have came on any time, but there was the time that I was like thinking, oh crap, I have to do this new browser and get everything, and hopefully everything works. And then today it wanted to update my computer right before we went live, and just going through that. So I understand about electronics having issues, or there's always something not working right, something, the volume's off, the whatever it might be.
So that was fun while it lasted for a little bit. I woke up Junior, so I might get back on if I can, but at least maybe I can figure this out next time. All right, guys. Later.
Later. Yeah, well, I have two computers right here, and they're like 10 years old. Like, they are old as heck. And they're, I mean, what are they, dual core at best? Something like that. I don't know. I think quad core was supposed to be good. I don't know if they got any better than that yet, but I think these are dual. They are tiny, tiny computers, but they work it. I mean, they're running Linux, but I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It's just like a bunch of different commands you're not running with Windows. So let's see. Chad said he might come back on one day. Welcome on anytime, Chad. Exactly, JT. Vlog of my day-to-day life. Killed some aphids today. Bang. Video. Like, all you got to do is talk for an extra 5 minutes. Done. Do that times 29 more times, and you got a 30-30 challenge done. Said aphids war. Um, Shock says the internet is better. That's going to make a difference this year. That's awesome. Anytime you get new internet, that's awesome. Anytime you can get new internet, that's my favorite time of the year. What was I leaving off there? Oh, and hi, Shocks. um, hmm, hmm. Little PM. What is that? Oh, private message, or is that like private moment? Personal moment? Prime marking? I'm always bad with this, like text messages and stuff. I see kids texting and stuff, and I have no clue what they're saying.
Yeah, I don't either. There's too many acronyms in the world.
Oh, message, my bad. Oh, okay. No, well, here's going to be the awkward part, JT. You're talking to me. We'll have a private message. Okay, that's cool. No, I thought you were talking about Shocks. That's why I was like, private moment. Oh, my bad. Yeah, okay, that's cool. You can have a message too. Yeah. See, like I can almost not read that, JT. But it's laugh out loud, like, oh my god, I know, right? See, I got that one, but there's a bunch of them where it's like think, but it's like TINK or something like that. I'm like, what? Why didn't you put the H? So I don't know if that's exactly how they do that. I didn't pay attention enough. I just paid attention enough to know, like, what the heck is that? Like hieroglyphs or I know that one, Eber.
Yes.
Remember when they made those bracelets that would say that? Nice. Derek's back, so I guess you're gonna hang out in the chat. He's back in his recliner. For everybody after the fact, he said that he's back in his recliner with the earbuds. His son's sitting next to him. Wasn't in a deep enough sleep, but I don't know how that works. But I believe if you did want to join, I'm not saying you have to, but I believe you could just go to Google Hangouts and it'll say like you were in a call and it's still live. So I think you would be able to just click on it and then rejoin if you did want to. But uh-oh, everybody's asking if Charles is okay.
I'm okay.
Looks like Charles is sleeping.
No, not yet.
That's just because I have to read the chat since Rob's not.
I'm doing the chat the hard way. I'm looking off the tablet, so because I don't want to mess anything up with the windows. I'm not a pro at this live stream yet. Give me a couple weeks. So this is safer for me to look at my tablet. So that's why I'm looking off to deep space there.
I just have it looking right on my computer screen, so it just makes me not look like I'm looking at the camera.
Yeah,
we're there.
Well, I'll get to the pro level in a couple weeks.
Well, I'm not saying that's the better way to do it or anything. That's just the way I do it. No, I mean maybe having your tablet and just putting it like right in front of the camera or something. That way you could just like glance down and see it. I mean, maybe that would be the better way.
Yeah.
I'm lazy. I don't like battery things that go dead. That's why I like my desktop.
Well, if you don't have the YouTube feed running in the chat, I mean, I have it, fully charged. It'll last the whole time and not still be at 50%. Because as long as you're not playing the media, the chat doesn't take up much battery. So, and then it may, go into sleep mode or something for a little bit, but then you could just hit it again and it'll come back up.
Nice. Any kind of pepper. What kind of pepper? That's great. Eber asked JT to start by eating a pepper. JT said, "What kind of pepper?" Oh, so there's a hot one, of course. No, I don't have any hot peppers anymore. Everything I had died. Yeah. And the crimson glazed chip. I still have my bag of Doritos right here. I still haven't opened them or anything like that. Still waiting on. Oh, wait. Man. The Crimson Blaze. So it's here. It's ready. No, I don't have any peppers in the freezer, Paula. That's one thing I've screwed up on every single year. I've never put any in the freezer. I should have just waited until they hit, their ripeness and just thrown them into a bag, like marked each like gallon bag as like whatever, Yellow Trini or, Sugar Rush or whatever, and done it that way, but I didn't. I say that I'm going to do it every year, but
yeah,
just didn't. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I even had gallon container freezer bags in my cupboard.
Yeah, I'm running low, so on my frozen peppers. I'm down to, I think, 1,000 or 2.
JT said no fresh peppers here. Does that mean I can wait till fall? Sweet. Nah, you don't have to eat a hot pepper. You don't have to do anything. Just come on and talk. And if you don't feel like it, you just sit there and not talk. Or you do what Rob does. You just like, just mute my microphone and go off screen and look, I vanished, even though I can still hear you guys.
Yep, I can still hear you. And you could still do the challenge with the Doritos tonight if you wanted to. I didn't hear why Derek left. And yeah, somebody showed up. I had to do something real quick. So my apologies.
Yeah, Derek was, I believe, because of his kid. He woke up from his sleep. So he was, I guess it was too loud from where he was.
Yeah, last he said, I believe, unless I missed it in the chat, I believe he said that he was sitting there watching with earbuds. Oh, there he is back. Look at that. Talk about him and he pops up.
Yep.
Perfect. And yeah, JT, you not talk? Sure, that'll happen. Yeah, exactly. That's my point. It's you don't even have to talk. At one point, you're just gonna be like, I have something to say, and you just jump into the conversation, and there you are. Kind of like Crazy Kimberlin. He's gonna say something right now that's really funny. Oh, okay. He's gonna be really quiet. My bad. He's a kid, but he's here. Look at that. That's dedication there.
Can you hear snoring?
Let's see. All right. Okay. I don't even know where to pick up that.
With Paula, I think I'm gonna run out of hot sauce before I have peppers to make more. That sucks. Me every year. Only I don't get to make the hot sauce because I always like screw up and just throw them in the dehydrator instead.
Yeah, I usually have enough powders to last me all year long, plus all the powders that I give away.
I've got enough powder. You sent me enough powder.
Yeah. So, Paula, you could take some of your peppers and dehydrate them into powders, and then once you run out of your regular sauces, rehydrate the pepper powder back into peppers and make sauce out of it that way.
And Chad said, because we all, well, I don't know if we all watch, but a lot of us watch Chad with the chocolate caramel powder. And he said that's awesome in spaghetti. Ooh. That's one crazy thing about like hot peppers. If you put them with like tomato sauce, for example, because it's kind of acidic, it like makes the peppers even hotter. So like, for example, that Allegheny City Farms hot sauce that I use, I put that on a meatball sub. My mouth was on fire. It was all that, acidity of the tomatoes. So good little tip. You think you're like, oh man, I can handle anything. Well, just put some tomato sauce on there too.
Paula says, I think I have enough powder. JT says, that kind of worked for jelly. Cool. Ebert says, man, DEA would love to raid y'all's houses. But, yeah. Just to reiterate, the powders we're speaking of are hot pepper powders, not any other kind of illicit powders. I have I think 7 different varieties of pepper powders at the moment.
What kind of illicit power or powders would there be? Like gunpowder?
We'll just kind of let that subject kind of go right out that, yeah.
The only other powder I can think of. I don't know.
Yeah, not like the DA is actually sitting out there watching us. The computer might be listening because, Google's thing talking about stuff like that. But yeah, people aren't going to raid my house for pepper plants.
Well, we know they automatically, I guess, monitor like not like a person, but like behind the scenes kind of thing with a computer like go through your video and listen for keywords. And if
Yep.
they hear them, like indoor and grow, those are like keywords that, oh, now you're demonetized. And then you got to go through that, like, what, request manual review. Like, oh, yeah, we'll do it. Like, if you get to 1,000 views in a week, then we'll do it like within a week. But good luck otherwise. And, but no, you just got to stay away from those keywords.
We'll see how long this lasts before he wakes up again.
Oh, but also to keep from being demonetized, another good thing to do would be like I'm going to do. I have a video rendering right now that I'm going to put up tomorrow. I am going to upload it to YouTube tonight and let it sit overnight and have it scheduled for tomorrow sometime. Just because if you give it a lot of time, a lot of the times they already went through it and you don't get demonetized immediately. So just a little tip for everybody that trying to make those YouTube bucks out there.
Yeah, on my other channel, I always schedule them to come out about every 2 days, so I can sit and spend 6 hours and make 3 episodes and have enough for like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of the next week.
Yeah, if I did any kind of gaming, I totally would do it like that.
Yeah.
Sit down, go at it hard.
Yeah, well, half an hour episode usually takes me close to 3 hours to do. Rendering time, upload time, post time.
Oh. My video that I made today is going to take me like 3 or 4 hours to like render.
Yeah, but I have kind of a little bit faster computer.
Oh, yeah. See? Right back to what I was talking about.
Yeah. Eva says, I got some Reaper Racha and Honey Bonnet sauces. Both are good. Cool. Paula says, I put no tags on the video I posted today and still got flagged. I give up. JP
Mine
says,
automatically. No, oh, go ahead.
huh?
I was just gonna say mine automatically, no matter what, automatically gets put as non-advertiser friendly. I say no cuss words, no nothing, every single thing. Automatically, every time I have to have them review it, and then it'll eventually be okay. But automatically, every single video gets flagged as non-advertiser friendly.
The only thing that is okay about that as like a smaller type channel, because I group all of us like in the smaller channel thing. The only thing cool is like on one of those videos, it'll finally get approved, and you miss that window of views that are like the majority of your views that you think. And like a year later, you're like, wait, that video got like a couple thousand views? What the heck is that? So
You know
the
what's
only
messed
cool
up
thing is
is
like in the aftermath, hopefully you'll get a ton of views and then make up for it.
what's messed up is I used a lot of instrumentals from an album I put out for background music on my hot sauce videos, and I'm getting strikes now on my hot sauce videos for taking my own stuff from my other channel from I'm getting flagged by CD Baby because that's where the album's available. So now every time like I can't use any of my music from any of my albums or else it gets flagged like I'm stealing content. Now I think I'm still getting credit for that, but I don't know. Like like if I go on a CD Baby, it shows like there'll be like a few cents here and there for like streams and stuff, but I don't know. But I think it's crazy that I can't even put my own stuff, my my own music and my own stuff, like because the CD Baby, like it's mine. You know what I mean?
Oh, it is yours. Yours.
My instrumentals that I've created, like key by key. I'm this here.
Hey, Bieber.
That's
Yeah.
and
Well, if it's
like
your stuff, and if you like, you can write yourself permission. If you have written permission from the the owner of the song, then you can fight that and win. I used to do that all the
Yeah,
time with other stuff.
I'm thinking just with CD Baby because that's where the album is available. I think they're. I think anymore on YouTube, like it doesn't matter. I think it's all still going back into the same thing. So I guess I shouldn't worry about it. But yeah, everything on the Crazy Kimberlin background music is all mine, 100% customized, created by me. Everything. But yeah, I get flagged because some of that music is in my album that's on for sale on the internet, and so like it gets flagged. It's because they don't see Crazy Kimberlin. They see it as TBMA, my music, like you stole TBMA stuff. So it's weird. But I don't know. Like, yeah, everything on mine is 100% custom. Like, music is I do have some friends that sometimes I'll use music for and put it back there in the background and stuff. But for the most part, yeah, it's all mine. But I always got to go through the procedure every time. Like, it's me, it's mine.
Yeah, sounds like me every time I do a live stream. Like the second it's done, it's like, all right, let me go ahead and fight this limited or no advertising deal.
I just recently was reading into it. Like, okay, so so what's happening with this? And so what I guess, like, if you steal someone's music and put it in your video and it gets flagged, I guess you just can leave it alone and like anything like any ads or revenue or whatever from that video will just get transferred over and it'll go to that artist, I guess. So I guess what's going on is anything from my Crazy Kimberlin channel that has my music over to CD Baby. It all, I guess, in the long run, it all comes back to me one way or another, I guess. It took me a minute to figure out, but if that makes any sense at all. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but
No, it's pretty good. Isn't that like money laundering or something, right? Funnel it through this organization to get over there, but
well,
ultimately it
at
comes back to
first,
you.
at first I was appealing them, and I was saying, "This is me. This is my content. It's just under a different name. It's mine. It's on CD Baby. It's my album that I created, just under a different name. I said it's mine," and I was appealing it. But like, I go from what I hear, I need to just leave it go, and it's all like, I guess, I guess I'm getting credit for it. We'll see. It's not money, like it's cents we're talking about, so I guess it really doesn't freaking matter. We're talking cents, so
Yeah, it's just that whole
not
getting
making.
flagged in the first place just bugs me so much.
I know I know it's just an ugly feeling. You just look at it like, ugh,
Yeah,
just want to
because I
be
mean, I
left
remember a
alone.
while ago, Dave was commenting on one of my videos, and he was saying like, "Yeah, my daughter's like your biggest fan." I'm like, "What? Like kids watch me? That's not cool." And it was like a couple days after that where I was like, maybe I should just not swear in any of my videos anymore. And like that was the
That's
day I
why
was like, I don't need to, so I just cut it out right there. And
That's why
I
I
let
don't
a
mix my
couple
music
slip here and
channel
there,
up
but
with my. Yeah, me too. And I'll even throw in a bleep just because of Dave's son. In the same boat, but with Dave's son. Uh, I don't even like. I try to keep it as clean as possible, but like that's why I don't. Like a lot of people will be like, "Well, listen to my." I do sometimes like listen to my music or whatever, but I try to just leave that its own thing over where it's at because it's it's definitely not family friendly in my music. So that's why I use the instrumentals.
well, I'm like really glad I made that decision because I did that like, I don't know, 2 years ago or maybe three or something like that. And then ever since then, like I just been, let's keep it clean. And then it was like last
It's
year
spooky.
with that adpocalypse, they're like, oh yeah, by the way, like we're gonna demonetize you if you're swearing.
Yeah. Dude, like YouTube is really cracking down. Like I was talking about it when I was live earlier, man. LA Beast is like one of my favorite YouTubers, and like thousands and thousands and thousands of subscribers, and he got banned for 3 months from doing live streams because during his last live stream before he was banned, he ate a cockroach. Already dead. I mean, but who cares? Like we eat meat every day. You know what I mean? like it's delicacies in some countries. Who gives a crap? To separate eating a hamburger and eating a cockroach is kind of hypocritical, if you ask me. But so he got YouTube banned him, and he cannot live stream for 3 months from his main channel because he ate a cockroach on his live stream.
That just seems so ridiculous because that's what he does. You know, all the weird eating stuff.
And then like, and you see family-friendly channels like somewhat like Good Mythical Morning. I watch them too, like one of my favorite channels, like Good Mythical Morning, and no one's giving them any crap, and I've seen them do 100 times worse. But YouTube loves them, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw them eating like a chocolate-covered cockroach or something like that.
Oh man, they've ate everything.
Yeah,
They ate some nasty stuff. Man.
that's how I found them. Was they ate the ghost pepper? I was like, "Oh, right, that's a great video," and I watched that, and I was like, "Oh, this is great." And then later on, they ate the Reaper, and that was even better.
Yeah, and then you got like Reckless Eating, like that's my other favorite channel. Like they have been screwed like weeks and weeks and weeks now. They've been seriously getting screwed, and I don't know. They're really cracking down. For people like me with like only like a few hundred subscribers, like YouTube's like, I'll just make them non-advertiser friendly, whatever. But because it's not costing them any, like, we're not hurting YouTube really in any way. But
Nah, I feel like
it's crazy.
I feel like some weird fish. I'm like so small that I'm just in the YouTube world, just like dodging all this stuff. Like, no, don't demonetize there, and like fight it, and I win. And I'm like, all right, keep going.
Oh, dude, I got like huge goals though. Like I look at it like I don't look at like I don't know. I live like in somewhat of a fantasy. Like, well, I'm gonna be in LA Beast position someday, so this bothers me too. That's just how I look at crap. Like, it's just in my head. Like, you know, I don't. You have to think like that though. You know, if like, I don't know. I take. I don't try to half-ass anything. I try to take everything like balls to the wall and go serious with everything. Like my videos, dude. Like one hot sauce video, I record maybe 15 minutes worth of footage almost every time, and every time, well, not every time, 9 to 15 minutes, and every single video usually ends up anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. That's how much I cut out of my videos, like editing, between the music. Crap, I gotta quit doing that. I Photoshop every background, every background that's on the green screen. Like I put in Photoshop, I take time to create backgrounds for, like, that's not even the editing part, just like all the different things. My audio is separately recorded through like my studio mic, so my audio is separate. So I'm recording separately through a recording program. I delete the audio from my camera, match up the audios, and like, dude, like people have no idea how much goes into this just to freaking have fun recording hot sauce and be like, here's my video. Like, they have no idea, no clue. No clue. Like a lot of them look at it like, wow, it's cool, but people have no idea what all goes into it just to have a fun hobby and like, you know. But I don't know. I'm obviously doing it for a reason, so I can't really complain about it. And I'm not, but.
And even videos like
I'm
mine.
Going all in, man.
Like, even videos like mine. I barely edit anything. I like edit from like when I turn the camera on to like 2 seconds in, chop that out of there, and then the very end I chop that out, and it's just one go the whole time. That even takes a long time to edit. You gotta sit there and listen to my own stupid voice. It's horrible.
Dude, don't even tell me about voices, dude. You know how many times I get called ma'am a day on the phone? Like, it's ridiculous. I can't, like, just today I had a call to get our propane refilled. And first thing, like, is this Dawn? Like, that's my wife. And I'm like, God dang it, man. I can't. I got the voice of a 5-year-old and, like, gray hair of a freaking 80-year-old.
I mean, that's for years. I mean, that's why I guess I'm somewhat shy, because I was told that in my life, too. People answer the phone and they say ma'am or whatever. I don't know if they did it by accident or whatever, but I guess I had somewhat of a complex or something because I didn't know if my voice was feminine or what.
I get it all the time. It's ridiculous. Almost so much time to where sometimes I've used it to my advantage because like our PayPal account is under my wife's name, and if I ever have a complaint or anything, like they are like, well, we're gonna have to talk to Dawn. Most of the time, I'm just like, this is Dawn. No problems whatsoever. I'm like Dawn here.
Ah.
I'll bring this
Well, I
inside.
just use a simple camera when I'm making my videos and use the audio that's on it. And I do like Rev does. Cut out the beginnings. If I screw up something somewhere, I'll take and cut it out, but that's rare. Cut off the ends, and usually it's in 2 to 3 parts, and I'll trim those up and put them together, and that type of stuff. And then
Camera.
I just render it and post it. But I don't have Photoshop or the knowledge to do it and that kind of stuff. Because your backgrounds are awesome. I always
Camera
think
wise,
that whenever your video comes up, I always admire the backgrounds on them.
thanks. Camera wise, I just use my GoPro. Like people are like, "What do you use?" And like people flip out, like they can't believe I use a GoPro because it's not your typical type of YouTube type of camera.
Yeah. Well, cameras are getting so high quality and so small a package and so cheap these days that you look at that GoPro compared to 5 years ago. What would the equivalent of it would have been 5 years ago? You know.
Yep.
Now, granted, my camera is a
Yeah,
couple
just
years
like I've had.
old, and when I bought it, it was on clearance, so it was probably even a couple years older than that. But it works for me.
I'm big on mastering what I have. It may not be the best, but I master what I do have to like get the best out of whatever it might be that I have, whether it be like recording or like my camera. I research the heck out of it to best out of it. And I think that's like the key, really. You don't really have to have super nice stuff. You just have to know how to use it.
Or just be like JT Bear. Just be so personable that doesn't matter if you're not shooting in
Yeah.
HD. You're just like, man, I want to watch this guy's videos. Just got to take a dig at JT Bear there. Come on, man. I've been using HD since 2009. And like I said, if
Go
you
back on
let
the
that
youngest
sucker
chats.
render and like you do that one day and then you let it upload overnight and it takes a day or two, who cares? Once it's there permanently.
Well, like Chad says, I still use Movie Maker, a Vivitar, GoPro, and an iPhone, but I still use Movie Maker at the shop when I do the shop updates.
Oh, that just pains me to hear people say that. I hate Movie Maker. It crashes on my computer all the time, or did. Because for
Yeah,
like
mine.
3 years, I've been using OpenShot. It's free, openshot.org. It's a Linux-based program, and if all you're going to do is like chop off little pieces and put them all together, that's your editor right there. If you're going
Yeah,
to do crazy stuff like Derek's doing, that's probably not your editor.
no, but
Well,
I don't. It doesn't crash for me. So
Mine
go
would
ahead.
crash after like editing for like an hour, 2 hours, because I would make like a 20-minute video, like Derek was saying, and cut it down to like 8 minutes and cut out all the ums and stuff like that. And that's why I eventually just left that stuff in because, or learned to talk faster while I'm making a video, just because I was sick of like cutting it all out, getting to like almost like an hour into it, and then Movie Maker crashed. And then I got to start it all over again and go back and cut out all those ums. Although I would get better every single time, but it would do it up to like 4 times a night. And it'd be like 3, 4 in the morning. I'm still editing. I'd come into work late. My boss is like, what's going on? Windows Movie Maker crash on you again. I'm like, yeah.
I used Final Cut for a while, but I use iMovie for everything, which is the default program on. It's a lot like Movie Maker. It's really like not much different. Like I said, I just I do so much research, watch so many YouTube's videos like on how to do things and this and that, like just like recording stuff. Like I don't know. I like to research stuff and do whatever I can with it. But like I think iMovie is a lot like Movie Maker. I don't know. There might be a few different effects or whatever, but I think they might be pretty similar.
They're probably about the same equivalent, but the iMovie's the Apple version and Movie Maker's just the Windows
Yeah.
version. But I know like
Like, see,
OpenShot's not that bad, but it's like I said, it's not if you want to do like really good editing, that's probably not your editor. But if you just want to chop off little pieces and put all those pieces together, works perfect.
I broke the glass off my iMac, and I'm running with no glass, just the screen. You can see like the actual parts around my screen.
Look at that. That is awesome. Wait, make more noise so people can
That's
see
how
that.
I roll, man. That's how I roll, man. And like it worked okay when I was like, that's what I was using for the camera and everything before, before I would jump on the iPad. It's still going. I got a couple green lines every once in a while come through it, but when the time comes, we'll figure that out. I got a PC here too, but I'm not a big PC fan, so I use that just for I do vinyl cutting, like vinyl decals and stuff, and so that's strictly for that. But yeah, man, just fucking use what you got. Whenever I'm on camera, if I cuss, man, I feel like I'm in front of my 3-year-old. I'm like, oop. I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
You guys seem to all have you guys don't seem to be cussing too much, and sometimes I let it slip, which is also why I edit.
Well, for editing at home, I use Lightworks. It's a little complicated, but I'm getting used to it, and it's getting better. But it's no movie maker, I'll tell you that much. I don't do a lot of special effects and that kind of stuff. And with Movie Maker, you can add captions in and move them around and things like that. And I know you can do it on Lightworks, but every time I try to do one, it tries to put that in the whole entire way through. And I'm like, I don't want that in the whole way through.
A lot of it too is like a lot of people just don't have time to like sit and like spend hours to like mess around with a video and this and that, and like, so that's a big part. I work from home, and I have a 3-year-old here, so like that keeps things a little crazy. But at this, not everyone can sit around and editing. Man, it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
So like, trust me, if I could go straight through, like Rev Toss, if I could go straight through and be good at it, I would. But I'm like, I gotta say, cut, chop, cut. It's nonstop.
Like I
Well,
said, that's how I used to be too. But Movie Maker kept crashing on me, so I was like, "All right, heck with this. We got to have a better way." And even when I kept using Movie Maker, I was like, "All right, I'm just gonna like make
You're like,
one thing. I can cut off the beginning, cut off the end. We'll leave everything in there, and I'll just make fun of myself when I can't talk in the middle." That's
yeah, like,
Well, just when you're rolling the bottle around and you cut it in between each time when your hands aren't hitting it and it's just rolling back and forth, that has got to take a while to get those precise cuts cut out of there.
after a while, like I've got so used to the same format that I use to where I'm so fast at it now to where it almost like it's so easy. Like when I do like the shake and like spin the bottle and like have it go back and forth, this and that, it literally is like no time at all. Like to do that extra little effect is like just a matter of a couple pushes of the button. I'm so used to doing them. And if you look at my videos, it's almost the same format. And that's why I say like I need to like go live more and do more things, because I feel like my channel might be getting a little repetitive and stuff, because like it's kind of the same format. Every video is kind of the same way, same setup, and so it becomes it just after a while it's so easy for me to run through that process with the same format, the same layout, and just throw it all down. It's just become super easy. It's almost become too easy to where like I'm questioning myself, like, okay, do I need to switch things up now?
Yeah, and I get that what you're talking about. Even when I would cut out like the ums and stuff out of my videos, like I knew my cadence. So I would be like, talk, 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 talk. Okay, cut right there because I'm gonna go into an There's gonna be a small pause, and you just cut that right out and move on, and you just get used to
I have
yourself.
people now are commenting on like, because I edit so much to where like once I pour it on the spoon and then it cuts and I'm like, all right, and like once it's up to the camera, the spoon, I'll do like a cut, and then it might be here, and you can't exactly see what's in the spoon. Like I have now people question me that I'm faking eating sauce. I'm like, dude, I've done no cuts eating the hottest pepper in the world. Trust me, I'm not faking sauces. I swear.
But don't stop doing that because of those people, because that's exactly
no.
what you need. You need that controversy where they're like, no, 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 you have no clue. Crazy Kimberlin doesn't even eat it. Watch this video at 6 minutes, 22 seconds. And then you'll just keep getting views and views and views off of that with people like, no, 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 you can clearly see it's on the spoon. And other people like, no way, it's not there. As a matter of fact, you should intentionally like keep the spoon tilted away so nobody can actually tell. That way, just create that controversy.
I learned a long time ago, man. Like from doing music, I take any type of like hate or anything like that with a super duper grain of salt. Like, I don't know.
Oh yeah, same here.
Anymore, like, long as you're talking about me, I don't really care.
Yeah, any press is good press. Yeah, I said it before, man. I got a guy that told me to go kill myself on my channel. I just thought that was hilarious. I'm like, man, that's the greatest comment I've got yet.
Get this one. I tried. I did the video of Dave's white devil's tongue, and this Middle Eastern guy got super duper offended and was like, "You're the white devil," blah blah blah, and like went off like in the comments. Because it was called the white devil's tongue. He was like, you're part of the problem. Like, was going off on me because of I ate the white devil's tongue pepper. And I was like, dude, relax. It's pepper. It grows in the ground. It's a plant. Relax, bro. It's crazy.
The crazier the comment, the better.
I don't get a ton of comments.
What's up, Raymond? Raymond's in the house.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about the chat now that I'm like on here. Like,
yeah, see, JT says that he likes my raw nature of videos. If you like that, you'll love tomorrow's video because it is super duper raw. I just turned the camera on and like muttered to the camera for a while, edited a little bit out, but put it all at the end. So it's a new format. So. More vlog style if vlogs were just super, super boring and you didn't edit them.
If I would do more like vlogging if my GoPro had decent sound through the mic. That's why I feel like I need a better camera with like a separate mic attachment or something. I don't know. But the mic quality on a GoPro is horrible.
If you need a vlog camera, I don't know if this is a good thing, but I have this Coolpix XP70. It's 1080p, and I don't know, it records 30 minutes of, straight of audio and everything, and it's done me good. It's waterproof, it's shockproof, it's dustproof. What else? Waterproof to 33 feet, shockproof to 5 feet, so you can drop it 5 feet. All that stuff. I don't know if that's a great camera or anything, but it served me good for like 2 or 3 years now. And it's full 1080p too. Oh, and it's I think when I bought it like 3 years ago, it was like $90. So I found it at Walmart and it was like 180 or 220 or something like that. And I was like, there's no way I'm paying that for that little tiny computer or camera. I went home and hit Amazon, and it was like $90. It can be there tomorrow. I was like, okay.
What kind of mic is that now that you have that you're using, Reptos?
This is a toner. It's just
that doesn't sound bad.
No, it's like well, truth be told, I had one of those little stick microphones, and it went bad. And I needed one to talk to my buddy because I talked to him on Skype. And so I went to look them up, and they were like $19 or something like that with free shipping. And I'm like, well, let me just look up condenser mics because I'd kind of like to have one of those instead. Looked it up. This thing was $15. And then the stand was like, I don't know, 10 or 8 or something like that. And then the pop filter was $3. I forget what it was total, but it was under $50 for the entire thing.
Oh, no shit. Yeah, before I was into YouTube videos, I was like, it was all music and stuff. And so like I use I was like, man, I'm gonna try to combine these as much as possible. So I try to like combine anything I have for my music stuff to like for my reviews. So I just set my studio mic across from the table. I used to set it right next to me in my older videos, but dude, $100 for that bad boy. But
Yeah.
it was back in the day for music. You know what I mean? Like it was for like I never thought I'd be doing that for YouTube. That it was never intended to like I'm gonna get this for YouTube videos. You know, it was for music.
And what's that microphone?
You know, it's a Bluebird.
Oh, nice.
It's called a Bluebird.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, my mic that I'm
Yeah,
talking
and
on right
like,
now is $32, and but I've got a Yeti Blue Blackout Edition upstairs for my gaming stuff.
and that's the thing. Like, there's people like will like if you could have like a $15 mic and this mic, and if you know how to use it, you'd never be able to tell the difference. Never like for YouTube, you'd never be able to tell the damn difference.
Yeah. Well, everybody's saying, well, back in the day, everybody was like, your microphone sounds great. And I just thought they were talking about Rob because he had that Yeti that he was using for a little bit.
Yeti's good too. Yeti, I think, is
Yeah.
made by the same company as Bluebird.
Huh.
Yeah, because I looked at the Yeti when I was thinking about getting on here, but I opted to not go that route. So I went with that Samsung Go mic or what have you that just clips onto your laptop. It was like $29 on Amazon. The filter was like $8, and that was it. And it was plug and play. So it wasn't that costly. I mean, I did think about going that route. I mean, God knows I'd do that with my musical instruments. So, but I went the cheap route on this. I'm just be on here on live stream, and unless it's something in the future I decide to do, and then maybe I'll go a little bit higher. But for now, I think this is serving me well.
Yeah, if it works, shoot. Why spend the extra money if it's working for you?
Yeah, my Yeti says it. The box says Blue Microphones, www.bluemic.com. There's the box that it came in.
Yeah, it's made by the same company as mine.
And I mean, there's some people. I mean, they go crazy. I mean, of course, they. I mean, that's what they like to do. But they're full blown Canon or whatever it might be with Rode mics and all that other. And that's just like how much they're spending on that is just crazy. I mean, but like I said, I mean, if you're making a lot of revenue with it, I mean, of course, it justifies that.
Yeah, if you can, yeah. And like, see, for me, like this mic, yeah, it's a super expensive mic, but I've also been using it for over 7 years. You know what I mean? So it's not like, I don't know. It was purchased a long freaking time ago. Like, never in my life now would I be like, man, for YouTube or for even music, like, I'm going to fork out that type of money. Just can't do it.
Yeah, it's kind of like this camera that I got. It's a Handycam, Sony Handycam HDR SR11. And I got that thing like 2008, 2009 for Christmas. My parents got it for me. No reason. I didn't ask for it or anything. They just gave it to me. And it was like top of the line at the time, full 1080p. I was like, heck yeah. And I just started shooting videos with it. Next thing you know, I'm on YouTube. Like that was literally the reason that made me get on YouTube. I was like, I got this camera. I don't know what to do with it, but actually my first like 4 videos, I think, were not shot with this. They were shot with one of those little pen cams. There's they look like a pen, but they actually have a camera in there, and unscrew them. They got a USB. You can plug them into your computer. Pretty
Dude,
sure
the stick computer mics you were talking about, like those
Yeah.
skinny, like time for my music. I used one of those, even for my music, and I'm talking like a long, long time ago. But like I, for years, used one of those, and I had this program called Cool Edit, and like I actually made one of those sound like halfway freaking decent, like to where, yeah, it sounded like crap, like for music wise, but it actually like did the job. Like, but for music, even one of those things, man, I used one of those things for so long before, and I like went to like one of those Radio Shack ones, that just had like a regular like earphone type plug-in. I grabbed one of those and like, dude, I've been through all. It's just a matter of like you use whatever you can and then just upgrade as you can. Man.
Yep. That's what I like about this mic. It's halfway decent, and I didn't pay a lot of money for it. It's
And
pretty
Peppa
cheap.
Pig looks good up there, dude.
Oh yeah.
With us as
My
always.
son,
Peppa Pig.
like, my son loves Peppa Pig, dude. His collection of Peppa Pig, like we've ordered like not last Christmas, the Christmas before that. He was so into it, and we wanted him to have like all the Peppa Pig stuff, and like we had to order stuff. Some of it's only sold in other countries, and like so we ordered so much Peppa Pig stuff, and I was surprised, dude. Some of their stuff is kind of like creepy a little bit. There's one thing we got, and it's like this. I think it's like a slide that goes around, and it's called the Helter Skelter, and it's Peppa Pig called the Helter Skelter. I'm like, holy crap! And like, but it came from the UK, and I'm just like, I don't know. I'm like, man, this is gonna be worth money someday.
I didn't even know
I
what
see
Peppa
Peppa
Pig
Pig, I'm
was
like-
until people in the chat told me about it. I was like,
Oh,
it's
dude,
a cartoon. I thought it was just, I don't know, Dave sent it to me for Christmas.
Hey, my 3-year-old has learned so much from Peppa Pig that I encourage all parents to let their kid watch Peppa Pig, boy or girl. Dude, they teach so much. Like he's learned so much from watching that dang cartoon. It's crazy.
I mean, there's quite a few. I mean, Peppa Pig, the other PJ Mask, kids are into.
Dude, yeah.
They're into that. That
Like-
Five Nights of Nightmares of Freddy or whatever the heck that is. There's that,
that's
about the
yeah. My
fight.
son's scared of that.
Yeah.
Have a good night, Chad. See you later.
Later,
Thanks for
Chad.
joining us.
So there's a few things they're really into.
Right now, my son's really into Star Wars, like out of control into Star Wars, like super duper out of control. Like he's 3, but he practices Yoda moves. Like it's weird. Like he's super into it.
I've been so into Star Wars all my life since episode 4. So,
I
well,
think
it's really the first one to me, but episode 4 technically, if you look at it that way.
I'm willing to go on a limb here and say that we have pretty much almost every single Star Wars toy made, and like it was bought for eBay, but he's obsessed with them, so we can't get rid of it. But he plays with them every day. But 1978, 1979, like it's like every single ship, figure. I mean, the whole entire freaking collection is ridiculous. Absolutely freaking ridiculous. Like, we probably had like hundreds of dollars in here, but he plays with it. Now it's spiraled into, like, now I like Star Wars. So, stuff ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
But, like, dude, watch this.
Good night, Chucks.
Later, Shucks.
And the camera face plants. Ah. I'm going to take off for a minute again. Sorry, my dinner isn't agreeing with me. I'll be back.
I'm trying to be quiet here, but this is my son's bathroom. Now he's 3 years old. Like it's Star Wars out. Like it's ridiculous. He is R2D2. I did that vinyl decal on there. The shower curtain. I did the spaceships up there. Towels. These guys. Like it's freaking ridiculous. Look, the light switch. The dark side. The light side.
I like that.
That's
It's
awesome.
so ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when I was a kid. I mean, I had it decked out. I had everything Star Wars,
Oh, it's
and you know, of course, like my past, you'd have to go on archaeology, or you had to go digging in my own old neighborhood to find all my old toys because they're buried. Because for me, like the Yoda Marsh area, that wasn't good enough that they had a little piece of foam as a marsh. Well, when Luke crashed, I really wanted him to crash. I had to dig a 4-foot diameter hole, fill it with water, have a real marsh, had everything. So everything. I mean, they had real battles and everything. I made, it's all really, for me. It was like Fantasyland. I was out there for hours.
We
So
we hit the jackpot. We found one garage sale. A poor lady, like her husband had just died like 2 weeks before that, and he was supposed to be helping her with this garage sale, which was for his parents that passed away. And it was just these two buildings just full of stuff. And like she was ready to go on vacation. She was over it, just wanted to get rid of the stuff. And we just picked up like boxes and boxes, and it was just everything. Like anything from the 70s of Star Wars, it was in there. Everything. I did sell, the only thing I sold, which I probably shouldn't have, baggy, was just weapons. Just their little guns and lightsabers and all that. Blew my mind, sold for almost $400 on eBay, just the baggy alone. And I'm like, holy crap. Well, like that's all we're selling. Like that's, we have everything else. Even these, like, remember these guys? Do you guys remember these? I don't know, like how old you guys. I was born. I'm an '80s kid, but
I remember those.
remember these muscles?
Yeah.
Oh my god, these were in there. Like, I love those things. I seen those. Like, my heart dropped. I'm like, muscles. I love '80s toys. I'm a super big nerd when it comes to '80s toys. Like, this place is covered with just like '80s stuff. He-Man. And, I don't know. I'm a nerd, man.
I had He-Man, Thundercats, GI Joe,
Our Christmas tree.
Transformers, Transformers, Star Wars figures,
Voltron.
Mask. I can't find those anywhere.
Yeah.
But like the Mask toys, dude.
Yeah.
They're worth so much money now.
Mm-hmm.
They were like little vehicles, and like guys had helmets, and like the vehicles turned into like, I don't know. Don't even get me started.
Yeah, Voltron. I remember Voltron too. I had that whole figure that did all that stuff. So yeah, Voltron was cool.
Oh,
I had one.
yeah.
There was like 7 that made the whole like big robot. I had one. That was it. And it was like one of the arms. That was so lame. It was like, oh, it's like, I believe it was Voltron, wasn't it, with the cats? And they were like, oh, it's like a cat, or it's like part of an arm that you can't use.
Here's how lame I am. I have
Yeah.
broken Star Wars figure that I refuse to just get rid of, and like I'll just glue him back together. He's in a baggie in my drawer. He's not dead yet.
Well, as a kid, my biggest disappointment was when you had so many figures and all the stuff for Star Wars back in the day, in the early, I guess it was right before Empire, with the Boba Fett. You saved the all your everything that you purchased, and you sent off, and you got Boba Fett because it was supposed to have this launching rocket. And then when you got the rocket like 9 weeks later in the mail, after you sent the self-addressed stamped envelope and all this stuff and paid for all this, you got a letter saying we can't do the Boba Fett with the launching rocket because of safety hazards or whatever it was. That was one of the biggest disappointments I waited so long to get this Boba Fett that launched a rocket. And that didn't work out.
Man, I know people tell me now, like, oh, you got Boba Fett's. I have 2 Boba Fett's, and like at one time they were kind of rare, and like now they're like everywhere. Like now, that's the thing about '80s toys. Like now that the internet is big, and you got eBay and everything, you can find everything now. Back just like baseball cards. Like I love Garbage Pail Kids. I got like tons and tons of those. But like back in the day, we're like, you were the man if you had all that stuff. But now that the internet came out, like they're popping up. Everything's popping up everywhere. Like it's like nothing.
There's a lot of shows as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cable shows that have '80s toys. Going on searches for all these things, and people are like, they're worth this, they're worth that, and then they say, oh, I have this, I have that, and then everybody puts it online.
And that's
eBay,
what everybody
whatever.
wants for it.
Yeah.
Yep, that's how Derek got that $400 or whatever for the little bag of weapons.
Hey, with that being said, the same thing kind of happens nowadays with spicy products like the Packy chip.
Yep,
It's
exactly.
true.
Same thing.
Or Hot Ones,
Same
the
thing.
last dab.
Oh yeah, over almost 2 months for me to get a bottle of that, and then I was one of the first of the new order because they sold out in 7 minutes. So then they said that on Thursday, that it was like 3 or 4 days later, you could purchase it. There's a limit of so many, and then you should be on this run. I waited and waited, just like Mark, I believe, on here. We were about, I guess, the same time, or maybe I was a little before, but just waited and waited. I'm like, man, am I ever going to get this? And then finally, I emailed them and said, is this coming in the mail? I'm just wondering because it's been, months now. And they're like, oh, there's a glitch in the system about your order number. It should be out here. We're going to send you your tracking number, and you should get it in a couple days. But it took almost well over 2 months for me to get that. And then, of course, just like everybody else seen, that mine was not even nowhere near the color they originally had. I mean, everybody I've seen
The
color
spectrum.
spectrum vary on that sauce. I mean, I've never seen some has a mustard, some has a red, mine's orangish red. It's not really a red, it's kind of an orangish red.
I have yet to try. It. Fuego Box got one in, and they said that someone sent one. Said if they got another one on in their hands, that they would instantly send it over to me. But they never got another one. But man, I was really hoping like if they would have got it, I would have had that thing then.
Well, I mean, there's some
Like I'll
debate.
pick it up eventually, but $20, man.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I mean, still to me, for $9.99, the ex Horesco is still way hotter for me. I mean, like people can argue and debate that all day long, but that ex Horesco is hot.
It's and I've seen enough people review it and to compare the two to I believe that statement 100%.
Yeah, I mean, for
And I've
nine,
had Excaresco, and that stuff is no damn joke.
oh yeah. Oh no, and I did it. I did one of my videos. I did it twice because I forgot to hit record. So I did 1 tablespoon of Last Dab, 1 tablespoon of ex Horesco. Then I forgot that, oh crap, I didn't put record. So I did it right away. I said, I'm going to do it again. So I basically had almost 4 tablespoons total. And I had cramps for like 2 hours after that much hot sauce for the Last Dab and ex Horesco twice.
I just got
so
sent.
funny.
I just
I
got
always
sent the
hear
Adam
everybody
splitter.
talking about having an experience where like I forgot to hit record. I've never had that yet. But
Dude.
because I remember people saying that, every time I go to record, I hit record, look at the thing, make sure it's recording. 2, 3, okay. And then like hang on a second, let me double check again. 7, 8, 9. Okay, yeah, we're officially going. And I do that. I swear it's because I heard that like that happened to one person like a long time ago, and I'm like, I'm never gonna let that happen.
See,
I've had the camera where it died on me, where it's like, hey, it's been 2 minutes, sorry, it's done, and like just shut
I have
off.
to remember to hit record on the camera, and I have to remember to hit record on the computer for the studio mic. So if I miss one of those two, because like the GoPro audio, my very last video I released was the first time I did it. And if you watch the very last video I just released on my channel, at the very beginning, it says across the bottom, the audio is, I don't know, whatever I said or another due to technical issues or whatever. But it sounds nothing like any of my other videos because I screwed that up.
But the thing I don't understand is like with GoPro is, they're in so many generations now, and they have so many. I looked it up because when I was trying to get on this program, I was trying to use my GoPro Hero 4 as the camera, and of course I probably made things too complicated, but that's one of the things. Why haven't GoPro improved their audio on the camera when they know people are doing these type of things now with their cameras?
I think GoPro is mainly focused on sports activities, outdoors, movement, and to where most of the footage people are using it for, they're adding music to, or it's not geared towards that type of footage. That's why people think it's so weird for me to use my GoPro for mine, but I'm only using it not for the audio.
Right.
But yeah,
just like that's me right now. I'm using it just for my video, but I got my mic right here.
And see, my thing is, if GoPro doesn't want to have great like audio, like for like a micro, that's cool, but have some sort of external adapter or something to where you can hook up an external mic or something, or some sort of something. You know, that is my one of my issues. You know, if you're not gonna make it good quality audio or whatever, at least make it to where you can, like, I have a decent mic. Let me hook it up to it. You
Yeah,
know?
like some kind of Wi-Fi
But
or Bluetooth type option where you
yeah,
can have like a wireless mic where you could
yeah.
put it like
I mean,
under your
look at it
helmet
like
or
this.
something.
I mean, if GoPro's advanced enough to where I can take my GoPro, turn it on, grab my iPhone. My GoPro, I have an older one. It doesn't have a screen on it. To see whatever shot I'm getting, it's open on my iPhone. So live on my iPhone is what I'm seeing through my GoPro, and I can hit record. I can change my settings, everything through my camera. But you mean to tell me you can't do something about the audio, but you can do all that high tech stuff? Like it is crazy. Because I mean, it is high tech. The stuff you could do for like through your iPhone to not even have to touch your camera and change every setting, everything, hit record, stop it, play everything through your iPhone without even touching your GoPro. It just seems to me like that's why I think they're really trying to gear it towards like activity and sports and all that stuff. They must not really just even not even care about it, because I think if they wanted to, they could. You know,
Yeah, I got this Faux Pro. It's a DB Power, but that thing's Wi-Fi. I got a program on my phone. I just pick that thing up. I can do everything on my phone. I can like zoom in, I can zoom out, I can record,
mm-hmm.
unrecord,
Yep.
all that
Yeah,
stuff. It's
those things. Yeah, that's
great.
pretty much a GoPro.
Yeah, it's a Faux Pro,
Yeah,
but it's good
it's the
enough.
same
It
exact thing.
works.
But going back to like what Derek was saying earlier, so how would you change your videos? You're saying they're becoming the same thing over and over, because I mean everybody who does a sauce review that I watch, they're almost always all the same. So I mean, are you trying to go further into it, or
Well,
are you just gonna?
well, here's my thing. Okay, when I took the approach of I'm gonna do reviews, like I planned it out in my head. Like I had it like if I'm gonna do this, I'm not gonna just take a camera and just blah blah blah. You know, I even talked about my wife. She's like, "Man, you're about to take this thing serious." I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "But I want to do it different." And that was my goal from the get. I said, "I'm going to do a green screen. I'm going to promote the companies or whatever. I'm going to have it pleasant to look at behind me. I'm going to use a green screen. I'm going to use a studio mic. I'm going to make sure the audio is great, and I'm going to have my own music behind it." So like, I'm already geared like from the get go to where I want to be. I want to stand out different from like other hot sauce reviews, and I feel that is the case. My issue is being different from what I've already been doing.
Mhm.
That is my issue.
Okay.
I've been doing this. I'm on my second year now, and it's like it just. I'm not getting the subscribers as fast as I want. I'm not getting as far as I want to in the time period that I've been doing it. As much work as I've been putting into the videos, so that's why I'm like, well, now what can I do to make my channel different, stand out more? That's why I've been going on live now, and you know, maybe I need to like check out different like products, or maybe do the, you know, people ask about the whole fast food thing and like review. I'm just, for one, I live so far out in the sticks. If I go get fast food, it's cold by the time I get home. So that, you know. So I don't know. It's uh, a test, not a test.
Because I was looking on
Learning
PLC, and
experience.
Jay, he was posting. I guess Popeyes has ghost pepper fried chicken. I guess at their fast food restaurants now. They said it's not nowhere near as hot as you would think for ghost pepper. I mean, I've been there. I've been to Twin Peaks and other places, and I'm like, are you serious? This is what you're calling a ghost pepper buffalo wing or whatever? Because they're just, you know, if you go to a big place, they're not going to be that hot.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
I
because
agree.
I think they don't want to, unless there's some place, I know there's like I forgot the hamburger joint or whatever, but they make you sign waivers. They said, look, we're just letting you know beforehand, this has this, this, and this on it. You may experience this, then sign it, and then you can eat it.
Buffalo Wild Wings does that.
That's
If you do the Blazing Challenge at BW3, um, you have to sign a waiver for it,
Hmm.
releasing them of all liability.
Right. I mean, then I would take it so it's somewhat serious, like this may be hot. or whatever it might be. But if they don't do that, it just, I know it's not. I mean, for someone who eats peppers or hot spicy food, I think it's not going to be uh, as as hot as they're expecting. As someone who never eats hot and spicy food, and that's the first time for them. But I guess it just that's depends on who's eating it.
Yeah. My sister were to take a blazing wing, it'd probably knock her out
Mm-hmm.
because she doesn't eat anything hardly at all that's spicy. It's not like it's a total zero on it. I mean, she does add
Right.
Frank's hot sauce to some dishes to give it a little zing, but it's nothing like uh, eating something that's relatively hot.
Right.
Just enough to get enough in to give it a zing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Derek looked like he froze, but if he is still out there, Dave said to check your messenger messages.
So
That while he was still live. Now he's probably not even here.
So my comment about hashtag Dave's not here, man, or is he in spirit?
I don't know. Did we get a thumbs down?
Haven't even looked.
And later, JT. I think that was like 20 minutes ago, but
Yeah.
maybe he'll watch the playback. So we acknowledged him. Or actually, technically acknowledged Shocks, who said JT can't post right now and says, good night, everyone.
I know on my tablet it still shows 0 dislikes. It's all thumbs up. So
We haven't offended
I'm
anybody.
pretty sure that person's out there. So
Of course. They're always out there. But that's the funniest part. That's what makes me laugh. I don't care if it's a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Either one is fine with me. Like, that makes me happy because they're the same thing. It's like when you look at a popular video, it's got a bunch of thumbs down. Well, that doesn't make it less popular. It doesn't like count away from the thumbs up. No, they're all added together. It's all the same thing.
Right.
Like, hey, look, people are talking about this. Like, either people like it or don't. And that's, press. Like I said, no, any press is good press. Just make sure you spell my name right.
Well, there's some people who take offense to that though, because there's some people you see that who are the 3 people who decided to do thumbs down for this. How could you ever do this? And they almost sound serious. They may say it just writing or whatever, but I think people get really, really upset that somebody put thumbs down to something that they liked or what have you.
Which I get. I mean, I get that. Like, I made this, I created it, and you got to say you don't like it, but you didn't even leave me a comment. Like, that's usually what I hear is like, you can give me a thumbs down, but at least put a like nasty comment down below about why I suck, or something like that. And they never do that, and I'm sure that's their frustration. I don't look at it that way. I just every time I see that, like every time I refresh my main dashboard and I see I went down a subscriber, it makes me laugh. Like, no joke, every single time. It'll be like 5 in a row. I'm like, look at that, man. Man, people really don't like your videos, man. They just keep hitting the unsubscribe button.
But see, maybe you should do a backwards channel. See how many people will unsubscribe, then go and do a challenge after that. So see how many you can lose.
Oh, man. Well, the last 6, maybe 7 months now, that was the ultimate. I've never seen anything like the last 7 months. No joke, I've been on since December 27th, 2009. And from then until about 6 or 7 months ago, those were easy. Everything was beautiful. The last 7 months, I have seen the craziest numbers happen. Like, I have lost more in that amount of time than I did in the first amount from 2009 till about 6 months ago. And I'm not joking. It's crazy.
Derek says, haha, sorry guys. My son wants zero sleep apparently. So yeah, he had to go for his son.
No problem. And Derek, if you missed it, Dave said to check your, I believe, messenger messages, something like that. Tell Derek to check his messenger messages. Yeah, so check those out and see what's up. Dave's hitting you up. I forgot to tell you that. Sorry.
Well, you said it, but we don't know if he heard it or not.
He did know.
And he did now.
My job here is done.
It's all good.
That's like a bumper sticker that they sell around here. They have tire carrier or the tire covers for like a Jeep, and it says "It's all good" on there because that's a store around here.
Okay.
It's a beach thing. It's all good, that kind of thing. It's all good. You're at the beach. There's the ocean over there that could kill you, but it's all good. If weather doesn't cooperate, it could totally wipe you out and like all this land, but it's all good.
Yeah, I don't think I could make my living off the sea, to be honest. But that's neither here nor there. Kind of hard to grow peppers in the ocean.
Well, not in
Joke, joke.
not in the sea.
Yeah,
Just next
see,
to
that's
it.
why I say that's why I said it that way. I don't think I could make my living off the ocean. Can't plant peppers in it.
Yeah, you could. You just gotta have good soil. If you're floating on the ocean, you could like. Do you ever see those like, well, what they say back? Because like it's all controversial, but like the Chinese, like they would have like a bunch of different decades with like different emperors and stuff, and they were all about exploring, and they would like have these massive fleets, and then the next one would come in and be like, no, burn them all, and they would just destroy all the boats and everything. And but they were rumored to have like when they would go out, they would have like massive convoys, and a bunch of those boats would have like actual gardens on the top deck growing plants and everything for everybody to eat stuff.
Hmm.
I forget exactly where I remember that from, but I believe that came somewhat from, I believe the book, I believe it was, what was it, 1422, I believe. And there was a follow up book, 1423, but it's all about how the author says that the Chinese actually came to America in like 1422, as opposed to, what was it, 1492 was Columbus or whatever. He didn't come to America. He like went to El Salvador or something. He gets all that credit. He didn't actually make it here.
Was somebody trying to get in?
I don't know. Is that you?
No, I think that was somebody sent me a message.
No.
Okay.
I love how Rob's looking around like,
Keep sending me messages.
Oh,
oh,
I was looking at the screen because usually it'll pop up something on the top saying that somebody's trying to join, and then you look at the bottom and their picture will show up. So that's why I was looking up and looking down to see if somebody's trying to join.
No, that's on my computer. Somebody just messaged me on Hangouts.
Oh. I might have to cut this one short tonight. My dinner is not agreeing with me, and I'm getting more and more nauseous as time goes on. So I may have to go. So I'm just letting you know that might happen shortly here.
you maybe you should just eat something hot. That always cures it. Just like some hot sauce or.
Derek says, Charles, what is your channel? Need to make sure I'm subbed before I log out. So Charles, just put a comment into the chat, and he can click your name on there and go right to it. Yeah, all you got to do is just like type like hi or whatever, and when your name comes up, you can
Oh, I
click
got you.
on it.
Oh well.
Yeah, exactly. What did you eat, Rob?
I had chicken finger sandwiches, and I had three of them, and that's about 50% more than I normally eat, and I think that might be what's giving me an issue.
So
Normally, I can't eat that much.
so weird chicken finger sandwiches. I don't even have fingers. They got like wings and legs.
No, through Schwann's. You can get uh, chicken fingers and chicken tenders through Schwann's, and you bake them up, and you make a sandwich out of them. All right, Derek, have fun yourself.
All right, Derek. It's nice talking to you.
Yeah, I was just gonna say thanks for joining us. You can come back anytime. Ah,
Sweet.
beat me to it. I'll join you again soon.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, and one of these days we'll get Paula to come on too, and we can have a whole bunch of people. Somebody asked earlier in the chat, what's the limit for the number of people that you can have on one of these chats? I have seen it with as many as 12 people in one single chat room at one time. It gets a little chaotic with people trying to talk over each other, but yeah, I've seen as many as 12 people. Six usually works pretty well. Eight you start losing it. 12 is chaos.
But think about that if you were on that panel. You really don't have to talk that much. You're there. Like people can see you whenever you want to say something, but you don't have to say anything.
Or he could be falling asleep.
By the way, Paula, 3,624 more subs. That's BS.
Now we can make an
Susan,
exception.
Susan and Dave talked me into putting myself on camera, and you've been on camera already, so it doesn't matter.
Alberta Pepper's in the
Hey,
house. Hey
what's
guys,
up?
sorry I missed so much. Work has been crazy. Well, better late than never.
But did you pick up the wife already?
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, is he
I
gonna have
bet
to turn around and go get the wifey?
That's the
I hope
best
he
part of
did.
his day.
Because that's normally like he's here for a little bit and then he's out for a little bit and then he's back.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe that just reminded him, like, oh crap, I didn't remember to grab the wife. Hang on,
He
I'll be
just said
right
yeah.
back, guys.
Yeah, he just said he did, so I think we're good. But oh,
Well, he still needs subscribers as well because we're trying to do that Pepper Donkey seed giveaway.
Yeah, what is it? 300 he needs?
Yes, yeah, 300 he's going for. So he still needs a few, but maybe after his next video, maybe he's going to do a pepper that'll give him a lot of views when he eats the pepper. So we'll see. I'm not saying anything, but it's getting there as far as ripening up. So Alex, if you hear this, we're ready for your pod review.
hopefully it's not too painful.
Oh, it's going to be painful. I know what it is. So yeah, he's in a world of hurt. So
Okay.
I just waiting to see how much he wants how much hurt he wants. It depends on how much he wants to eat of it.
Yeah. Well, definitely eat a lot beforehand. I
Well,
know that goes without saying for most everybody in this whole chat, and he says I'm scared of it. Oh.
hey, but everybody else isn't scared of it, so go over and hit up Alberta Pepper and make sure you subscribe to him because he just needs a few more subscribers to hit 300. Actually, I should look and find out. Yeah, right now. Sweet, up to 58. See, we only need a few more subscribers, people.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that's Alberta Pepper on YouTube. Just do a Google search. You'll see him do all kind of like sauce reviews.
Well, if I were him, I wouldn't go overboard with it. I'm just saying.
Well, you look at Dave and how he would eat a whole pepper at a time or a whole pot at a time. Now he's doing half. And like Johnny Scoville was saying in one of his later or latest videos about how stupid it was to do all of the or trying to do the 25 Reapers, and he'll never do something like that again because that really messed him up.
Mhm.
And he suffered for days from that one. But he says he's not going to do that anymore. No, no more crazy stuff like that. And King Star, he very rarely ever does half a pepper at the most.
Or a sliver.
He's like me, he does a sliver, and I'm perfectly fine doing a sliver.
Yeah.
And my favorite
and
is
everything
like,
else.
my
Not a
favorite
whole
is
pie.
like, I'm just gonna take a small sliver from the very tip of it. Oh man, that really wasn't that bad. I should grab one a little bit farther up. And then he's like, oh my god, that's so hot. Like those are my favorite.
Yeah,
Well,
at least twice he said I shouldn't have taken the second piece.
I know, and the whole time I'm like, yeah, you should. You got this, buddy. Keep it
well,
going.
well, for me, I mean, since I got a little before, I guess before Christmas, got the Crimson Blaze from Dave. I kind of went overboard on putting in my salsa, making those chips or whatever else. And I'm not gonna lie, my stomach and I guess everything has not been the best the past few weeks. I think I may have went a little overboard on putting the powder on pretty much everything. So I don't know. It's just one of those things. So and like I said, I'm not trying to go overboard with all this stuff. I mean, I did the Pocky one chip challenge just because I mean I never did it before and I wanted to see how it was. And then I had to eat a whole chip a days because he said it was hotter than the Pockies. And like I said on the chat that one time, the Pocky one chip challenge has nothing on Dave's Crimson Blaze chip. I mean, you can make them at home. I mean, you look at how much. I mean, that wasn't. I mean, mine were heavily coated, and that wasn't even a lot of powder. I mean that was like a few shakes or whatever, and it didn't take more than 15 minutes to make all those chips. I mean, it didn't. It was like no time. And then so you paid what 88 cents for a 20 pack of tortillas. You cut them up, you get some oil or whatever. So for $5, you have tons of chips you can make, as opposed to that Pocky. Yeah, it's cool because if you want to do it to make a video and get in the drawing or whatever. But if you want to experience a hot chip, just do Dave's that Crimson Blaze. I mean, I'm not doing a promo for Dave's Crimson Blaze or nothing, but that's hot. I mean, it just absolutely just killer
I don't
as
know.
far as
Dave's a pepper lover community fellow person, and as well as on this live stream. So heck yeah, we're totally plugging the heck out of him. Dave's Crimson
and I'm
Blaze.
praying for.
Oh, if you're watching this, people, he's sold out. So yeah, you want to get it next year.
Yeah, I was just going to ask if he had any of the Crimson Billets left because I knew he was getting down to not too much left.
He may have a couple left, but I'm pretty sure he told me that the one he sent me was one of the last ones. Like he's sold out.
Mm.
But hey, like I said, it's really good. You should totally get some, and you can't.
Yeah.
So that should drive the market even further.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I want it, but I don't have it. But I want it, but I don't have it. But you got to give it to me. You got to wait.
Well, I have Reaper powder and I have Scorpion powder here.
You
And
should
I have
put them
lemon drop.
together and just call it like Rob's Blend or something like that, and just start selling it as in 3-ounce shakers.
Oh, that's the whole problem. I only have about 6 ounces total.
Oh man, you heard it here, everybody. You got to jump on it right now because there's only going to be like 2 people that actually get it.
Alex says, hashtag blame it on Dave. Now Paula says, maybe some powder will make you feel better.
Yeah.
That's just it, though. I had one of the sandwiches had the sauce with 2 brains on it. One of the sandwiches had my mix of Frank's hot sauce with the ahi lemon drop in it, and the other one had the Nate's Rush in it. So all three of them were hot, and it might be a combination of the three different types of peppers all mixed together because I wanted to compare how they all tasted. And by the way, the sauce with two brains beat the other ones out for flavor.
Thanks.
Yeah, the Nate's Rush was a little bit hotter, but um, flavor wise, the two brains was the best of the flavors. Not saying that Nate's Rush wasn't good either, but yeah, it went two brains, Nate's Rush, and then the Frank's. I'm getting to the
That's
point where I can't taste Frank's hot sauce anymore.
Yeah, it's too vinegary for me.
I take and put a 3 gram, or this bottle has two 3 gram packets of ahi lemon drop mixed into it.
Hmm.
So I spice it up and give it a little extra flavor, and I'm getting to the point where I can't taste it anymore.
Okay.
I did an experiment and took a big salad spoon and um, put it in my mouth for like 30, 40 seconds before I swallowed it. And I'm like, yeah, it's got a nice tang to it. But again, tasting more vinegar. But I like vinegar sauces too. But yeah, heat wise, it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
Well, what I wanted to say earlier, I meant to say it, but I didn't never said it. But I've been hearing about people getting sick around the country because I listen to a lot of podcasts, and it's like, oh, this one's out of New York, Miami, L.A., all over the place. And a lot of people are like, yeah, I caught that stomach bug, and like a lot of people have been saying that, but I haven't had that. And I don't want to like say this is why, but ever since I started eating like hot peppers, like a lot, I really have not ever gotten sick. I mean, now that I say that, I'm gonna wake up sick tomorrow.
Well,
But
yeah,
I don't know. It's one of those weird things. Like, it totally, I don't know. I feel like it like supercharges my immune system or something.
Hmm.
I think in the last 5 years, I've been sick twice. And both of them were so mild. If I start feeling like I'm coming down with a cold or something, I'll go sit down with a big bottle of vitamin C and take 1,000 milligrams every 15 minutes until I have to run to the bathroom. But that usually takes and knocks it right out.
My method used to be was grab like a half gallon of orange juice and drink that. Like I'd drink that from the time I'd get to work until like noon, and I would have that gone, buy another one for lunch, and after that, oh, and also whatever I ate for lunch, I loaded that thing up with jalapenos, and
Hmm.
usually that would knock out any cold that I had. But ever since I started eating like hotter peppers, I haven't had anything. Like I eat habanero salsa or habanero hot sauce on my chicken every single day. And ever since I started that, I haven't gotten sick. It's been like 2 years now. But like I said, tomorrow I'll wake up. If I do wake up and I'm sick tomorrow, I'm gonna do a live stream. Now I'm so sick. Oh, you shouldn't be listening to me. But it'll be great. So if you see a live stream tomorrow, that's what it is. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't know. It's been great. I talked to Dave about it, and he was like, "Yeah." Like at the time, he was like, "I haven't been sick in like 2 years or whatever." So that's why I was saying Dave's feeling pretty sick. Then maybe he hasn't been eating hot peppers there. But I don't know. Maybe he is, and that's not a surefire cure.
Yeah.
But like, oh, also like we've said in prior live streams, like a lot of peppers, like cayenne, have more vitamin C than like an orange. So, oh, and also orange juice is horrible for you. Your body's not made to like drink orange juice, especially not a gallon a day like I was doing. We got so much sugar. Like you're supposed to be able to take that, but with the fiber of the orange and everything, and that'll fill you up. And but if you just straight drink the juice, that's so much sugar. I don't think you're supposed to be taking that much in.
Yeah.
I guess you can. I'm still here, but I
Well,
don't know.
the
I
difference
wouldn't
is
recommend.
whether it's a natural sugar that occurs in oranges versus a processed sugar like powdered sugar or granulated sugar like you go and buy in the store. They're two different things. Natural sugars are easier to digest and can actually be beneficial for you, but you still don't want to overdo it.
Well,
But I
orange
used to
juice.
drink a half gallon of orange juice 5 days a week between 8 and 12 in the morning every day when I'd go to work at the auto parts store. I'd buy a half gallon orange juice on my way in and drink it by the time I got out to go and before I went to my next job.
Well, apparently orange juice is just really bad for you because that's a lot of sugar. More sugar than you should be taking in, because if you eat an entire orange, you would get full by the time you would reach the amount of sugar that you shouldn't be going over. But also worse than that is it's acidic. So whenever you're drinking it, it's kind of bad for your teeth because it's eating away at your teeth because
Right.
of the acidity.
Well, I mean that depends. I mean that's just like me. I mean for years I've battled acid reflux, so I mean it's kind of went away. But that's what I'm kind of looking at now. Like, I went pretty heavy this past year on eating. Well, I mean I'm not gonna lie. I tried every pepper that I grew. So all the ones I tried, I mean, I had to try it to see how hot it was or what have you. Yeah, it wasn't a whole pod necessarily, but I tried every one, and then all the hot sauces, and then just everything. And I don't know if I'm gonna relapse of where it's getting bad again or what. I mean, uh, that's why I'm kind of been chilling this week on not eating so much. I don't want anything to go any further that's like worse than it has been. So I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but it's it's just for me. It's been more like almost like a nauseous feeling. I don't know what's going on with me, but it has its days. But then I cut out milk too, so I don't know if I have that point in my life where I can't drink as much milk because I drink a ton of milk, and well, I did. I mean, until like 4 days ago. But I mean, I was drinking 2 gallons a week. So I don't know. So right now I'm playing the elimination game, trying to figure out what's setting things off. So it's hard to say.
The last time I drank milk was when I ate cereal in like the mid 90s. And I would like finish the cereal bowl, but I never, it was only because like, there's all kind of sugar in the milk. That was like the only reason I would drink the milk. I hate milk. I haven't drank milk since then.
I can't say the same. I love milk, but if it's not working with you, it's something you may have to cut out. So we'll see how it is.
Yeah. Well, I had acid reflux and what was the other one? Not irritable bowel. What the heck was it? Acid reflux and wait, was that the only thing? No, I had two things. What the heck was the other one? Oh, bleeding ulcers. Yeah, the fun one. Acid reflux and bleeding ulcers. And I don't know. They were like, stay away from spicy things. Do this, do that, do that. I ignored everything. I ate spicy things. I was eating stuffed jalapenos, and bang, no more bleeding ulcers, no more anything. Everything was a-okay, and I've felt great since then. So I don't know. I mean, I still get heartburn, but it's usually like if you buy, I don't know, like hot beef jerky at the store, like it's really spicy kind of beef jerky. It's never spicy. It's always heartburny.
Mm,
And that's my problem. Like I can handle it. It's not hot, but it definitely gives, like, I don't know if it's acid reflux, but it definitely gives me heartburn. Get those burps where it's like coming through your nose and you're like, oh, geez, oh man.
yeah,
See, I find it interesting. I like all these hot things and everything else, but regular, old, everyday black pepper, the slightest little bit of it into anything, and I've got heartburn for 3, 4 hours, and I can't figure out why. I know it's totally different plants and totally different, but yeah, I can't eat black pepper anymore. Even
that's
the little bit that's in some of the chips just give me heartburn up one side and down the other.
mhm.
I don't know. It's just one of those things.
What I've found is like whenever you're eating hot things like habanero hot sauce on like chicken or something, and you have like vegetables with black pepper on there, the black pepper like intensifies the hot stuff that you're already eating.
Right.
And it's not that hot; it just intensifies.
Well, that I mean, that's what I heard too. That's why I put black pepper in all my sauces as well. So, I mean, I do that as well for that. So I just, for me, black pepper, the Himalayan sea salt, the peppers, and of course, apple cider vinegar, or you could just use regular distilled vinegar.
Apple cider vinegar tastes better.
Or turbinado cane sugar.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Oh. I was going to say something, and now I just went totally blank.
I was going to say, where's the chat?
Love when that happens.
Chat slowed down to a halt.
Yeah.
I know. I was wondering if something was up with it.
Yeah, come on, man. You got to have some kind of comment to everything that we've been saying. We've put out so much.
Mm-hmm.
Should we sit here and stare at the cameras until somebody puts something in the chat?
Absolutely. Sweet. There we go. Brian says, my doctor told me to eat peppers when I was younger and had ulcers, and it worked. My doctor told me not to. I did, and it worked. It was great. It's one of those weird things where you'd think it would aggravate your ulcer, but I don't know what the heck happened, but it's absolutely great. Apologize, I refreshed my screen because I thought this chat was frozen. I was about to do that. I forgot to do that, actually.
Well, it's just earlier it was just flying and flying and flying, and everybody was talking, so I couldn't break in to get it. And now that I have a little bit of a moment of time,
Hey, it's Murphy's Law. That's when it's like, let's slow down.
Well, Alex posted on the Pepper Lovers that I'll probably do a review on. So
it's already up on there?
It is. So it's good in there. So should be fun for him.
Oh, yeah, that'll be great.
That's going to be a fun.
I did a Butch T cross with a Douglas.
Yeah.
Actually, that's great. We'll bring it all back around. I did a Butch T cross with Douglas, and I dedicated that to go to Krazy Kimberlin's channel and subscribe to his channel. So if you want to see that, that's up on my channel. That gives you any confidence, Alex. You got that. Not that big of a deal. Just a pepper.
like Alex is saying, pepper is the miracle cure. Somebody was telling me that if you get a really bad cut that you think you're going to need stitches for, if you take a cayenne, cut it the lengthways, open it up and slap it on there, the juices and everything else inside will basically clot that cut almost immediately.
I've never
you can take
heard
and shove
that.
it in a gunshot wound to seal it up.
I've never heard that, but that is freaking crazy.
Yeah, you'd be tasting it after a little while too. Reflux is a little different, and milk can aggravate reflux due to the lactic acid, says Brian.
I've never liked milk, so that has never been a problem. Yeah, but no, that pepper on the cut thing, I'm going to try that next time I get a cut. I have a ripe pepper. Slam that thing right on there and see what it does. Actually, I'll pull out the camera and I'll hit record. We'll see what happens together. That'll be another one of those great non-edited ones.
Yeah, just don't put vitamin C on it.
Why not?
You'd be screaming your lungs out.
I'm sure
Put
I will
vitamin
be.
C on an open cut is worse than putting salt on.
I'm sure I'll be screaming my lungs out with the pepper.
No, it'll take you a while before you taste it.
I'm not worrying about tasting it. Just worry
Yeah,
about it
you
burning.
wouldn't, but there's no acid in it, and it's not salt.
No.
It was in
Well,
a homeopathic book I read years ago.
Well, the salt part is because it's sodium chloride. Chloride is pretty much chlorine. Like that's why they have salt generators for pools. Like you dump a bunch of salt into the pool, it's sodium chloride into the water. It goes across an electrode, knocks off the sodium. It becomes chloride, which becomes chlorine somehow. I don't know. I don't know how it drops the D and becomes an N, but somehow that happens, and then next thing you know, you got chlorine in your pool. But I'm sure
Yeah,
it's
and it
that.
lasts a short, and it lasts a
Well,
short time, and then recombines with the sodium back into salt again.
well, I forgot to mention that chlorine kills organic matter. So I don't know about chloride, but chlorine kills organic matter. So chlorine in the pool, like if you have, like all the dead skin on your skin, well, dead skin on your skin. Yeah, I said that. It'll automatically kill all of that and destroy it, and that takes away from your chlorine content. Your sweat, that's organic. It has to kill that. That stuff comes out of it. So chlorine just kills organic matter.
And
So I'm
Alex,
sure.
I'd watch it too.
Hmm?
Oh, you're saying that should be get lots. Oh, okay. So it's you in the cut. I was thinking him in the pepper. Okay, that should get lots of views. Alex says, I hope so. Charles says, Alex, you will. So I'm wondering if it's getting mixed around because, yeah, because the one that Alex does with the peppers, I would definitely like to see that one as well.
Heck yeah, that'd be more than one. It'd at least be
Catchy
three.
title too. He should put Alex in the Alberta Pepper Lab versus Butch T. Pepper or something. I don't know, come up with something creative and go from there.
Just say it's like the world's hottest pepper.
Yeah,
People would be like,
somebody.
they'd be spending so much time looking up what a Butch tea is. They'd be like, what?
That's true.
And finally, they'd be like, oh, wait, I thought the Reaper was. Well, no, man. This one hasn't even been tested. Just play that route.
Or you could put it in as a question mark. Is this the world's hottest pepper that I'm about to eat?
Or just Alex versus the world's hottest pepper, question mark. Bang, right there. That's all you need, because you could be like, well, I put the question mark because is it the world's hottest pepper? Or is it Alex versus this hot pepper? Or you could just go into semantics with people and just talk them into the ground. And by then, trolls only want like one comment. They don't like to come back with a response.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of trolls. Nobody got time for this.
Out of all of my videos that I have up, which is like, well, but with both channels, just over 100, and over 22,000 views. Out of all of those, I've had 7 total thumbs downs.
On one of my videos, I have like 54 thumbs down.
Yeah, but they weren't cutting those trees down properly.
So funny. I love that video. I'll never take that down. They weren't using safety equipment.
No.
It's like, no, he wasn't. It's some dude just taking down trees. Oh, I bet he got paid a lot. No, he didn't get paid anything. As far as I know. I don't know. I love
You
that.
saw him drinking the beer as he was walking around. That was his payment. And no, I didn't see him drinking a beer. And yes, that was a joke. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny, because I was like, man, was somebody drinking a beer? Because I know the guy cutting down the trees wasn't, but one of the other guys might have been drinking beer.
No, I just made it up off the top of my head. That's why I wanted to clarify that.
But even if they were,
You don't want to be drinking a whole bunch of beer when you're cutting down a tree with a
well,
chainsaw.
well, it would be okay if you had safety equipment. But if you don't have safety equipment, that is not cool. If you know safety equipment, that's there to make sure that nothing bad happens. You know, you put eye protection on, there's no way that anything can penetrate those eye protection into your eye and make you blind. Because you put those glasses on. So it's physically impossible. I love comments. They're my favorite. Which tomorrow, when my video comes out, make sure you make a comment on there.
I'm sure I will.
I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna give it a thumbs down. I'm gonna say, what kind of useless? Yeah, no, I can't even do
Yes,
that
this is.
jokingly.
You
I'm
wasted like
sorry.
28 minutes of my life.
There's 28 minutes I'll never get back. Thanks a lot, Dave. No,
By the
and
way,
yes,
my
I did that on
retention
purpose.
my retention rate is like 4 minutes, even though I do like a 20-minute average video. So that's why I put everything at the end. I'm like, nah, if you make it this far, then you deserve to have this footage. Which I don't know if you guys do the same thing as me, but I just kind of do what I'm gonna do. If I'm making dinner or whatever, I'll click on a video and just start watching it. And if I gotta go to the bathroom, I just get up and walk away, come back like, oh, I missed like 5 minutes or like 2 minutes or whatever. Refresh, just start it all over again. And so if anybody makes long videos and you see, well, I don't think you can see that I give you a thumbs up, but if you know I gave you a thumbs up, I watch that at least like once, maybe two, three, four, 5 times. So I'll like get up, go to the bathroom, come back, like, I missed that video, refresh, and I'll like start making dinner. Oh, I gotta like throw corn in the, on the stove or whatever. Come back, oh, I didn't watch this video, and click it again. So if anybody's out there that would like to do that to any of our videos, we would greatly appreciate that.
Well, on my other channel, I try to keep the episodes right about half an hour. Um, the one that posted today, I think, was like 27 minutes, and the one that's coming out Friday is like 23 minutes. But I lost total track of time on one of the recent ones, and it's 53 minutes long.
That's
Longest
fine.
video I've ever put up.
As long as it's interesting or, grabs someone's attention, it doesn't matter. Like I know there's well, I think I said the last like 3 or 4 times that South Main Auto Repair YouTube channel. I love that guy. He's hilarious and he's fixing cars. I don't really want to fix the cars, but he's doing it. So I get to sit there and watch him do it, and he's funny the whole time. He's like cracking jokes. He's all, like, instead of swearing, he's always saying like son of the thunder" or something like that, and that stuff cracks me up.
Good night, Paula. Thanks for joining us.
Later,
Well, on
Paul.
Monday night, we'll expect you to be live with us. So look forward to it. I know I'm going to get a slap in the face or something like that. So I'm just teasing, Paula.
Even though you need like
100.
36,432 million more subscribers, but
Yeah, the number just keeps climbing each time.
which is funny because her number keeps climbing every time too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Paula, we're just teasing you. But seriously, have a good night. Thanks for joining us again.
Yeah, you don't ever have to come on if you don't want to, but
No,
the
you
offer is
don't.
always on the table, of course.
So Rev, did you start your season after what was it May?
No, not yet. I was actually gonna do some tonight, and I was gonna bring in some cups and everything, and actually get it going, put them all out on the seed starting
Thanks,
mat,
Paula.
and
Hope so
and
too. Right.
And I was gonna like do an update on them like in a week or two whenever they start popping out, but no, I didn't actually get around to it. The soil's inside the house. I have it all mixed up. It's warm, so I don't have to worry about that. I just need my cups and put seeds into the soil,
Okay.
which I did a new soil this time because of Rob, not this Rob, but Rob Blumberg, who I haven't seen on the last couple live streams. But he was telling me how he loves the Jiffy Mix so much. So this time I have like organic soil, I have perlite, I have bone meal, I have Jiffy Mix, and I have the other thing, another kind of organic soil, and I guess that's it. So we'll see how that works. I like mixing up my own soil. It's one of those things where you could just buy soil or you could make your own. And that Jiffy Mix is like, I got thinking about it and I'm like, this stuff is like a lot of peat. Like it's a lot of like moisture that it absorbs and everything. So that would be a good counterpart because I'm big into like the square foot gardening. I like the Mel's Mix where it's compost, vermiculite or perlite, and then peat moss. And I used to use that a lot for my soil. So I figure that's kind of like adding some peat, and then I did perlite, and then I did the organic soil. So and then a little bit of bone meal just because I had it, and why not?
Well, for like the overwinter plants I have, I use that, all that compost that I bought. It's still sitting in the 500-gallon, most of it, but I still had a ton because they gave me a lot extra for the amount of yards of compost that I bought. I mix Nectar for the Gods one shot, which is basically all the mills, azomite, all that stuff in there. Then I tried a new product because it was called Growstone. It's not a new product per se, but it's a substitute to perlite, which is basically recycled glass. It comes in like pretty chunky, it's pretty big chunks, but it seems to aerate the soil fine. So that's pretty much what I did for my overwintered plants. So they got pretty much all the nutrients they need from all the, feather meal, bone meal, azomite, or whatever in that one shot, which is a granular mixed with the compost that is already high in, mycorrhiza and all that other stuff it has. And then the grow stones. So that was my mix for the overwintered plants that I repotted.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I'm gonna fix my mix before I actually put it into like my starter stuff, and I've got azomite too. So I'm gonna.
Mhm.
Well, it's what is it, rock dust or whatever that white.
Glacial white rock dust or azomite, or there's several names for it.
Well, they got like the big like rocky like coarse type stuff. I've got the white powder, like it looks like
Okay.
DE.
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna use that because that's like all those extra minerals and all that magical stuff that they say on the bag. So it's got to be really good. But I remember using that in the past.
Yeah.
But actually, I don't know. Maybe I won't do that. Maybe I won't waste any of that. Whenever I remix or add more, maybe then I'll add. But I don't want to waste it on like seeds that may or may not come up.
Right. I mean, my seed starting mix is, of course, like you were saying, the easier way. I just buy, forest, and that works for me because it goes a long way. I mean, you barely even use a lot for all these little cells. I did get the larger cells this time for 6 cells, and so the smaller one. But I mean, it works well for me. That's pretty much all I did to it. Just put the soil in there and then plant the seeds. And so far, I'm pretty high on percentage for what I have so far. 54 sprouts out of 60, I think. So there's a few that some are just haven't come up right or have some kind of irregularities or something on there. So they're going to get pulled away anyway. I'll probably restart some of them. but everything usually just generally pops up. I mean, you know, in previous episodes you were talking about you were thinking that you burnt your seeds from the heat mat. Well, I didn't. This go around, I haven't used my heat mats at all. My tent as the heat source with the light, and I don't know. I'm seeming to find that better for me because I mean, I guess my climate's a little bit different too. So I don't think I needed all that extra heat that maybe that I initially started mine last year with. So, but I mean, so far so good. I just have a couple that haven't popped, or I'm having difficulties with one variety, but I'm not mentioning that one. I started my ricotos yesterday. I planted those. When you're putting that in the little hole or whatever you're trying to do on the cell, and you have it like maybe moistened the ricotta seed, it's very, very hard to tell if that thing's in there or not because they blend in that soil well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, is that seed in there or not? But
Yeah.
Yeah, and when it doesn't come up,
it's
you're
very
like, was it in there or wasn't it?
right.
15-minute marker.
You mean 14?
Mine says 15.
Oh, you got a longer clock than I do. But no, I totally agree.
Now it's working.
I said that I thought that I was burning my seeds. I plugged my seed mat back in. I put it on the counter instead of on the carpet.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, every time I touched it, it felt like around room temperature. Like it was like, I mean, well, room temperature is like 68, 69, something like that. But it felt like a little warmer than that, like maybe 70. But it didn't feel like 80, 85, 90 where I thought it was last year. So I don't
Okay.
know. I started thinking like, was it on the carpet? Was there no like airflow or coldness coming from below to keep, regulate it or something? Or B, was I just not thinking correctly and maybe I just forgot to water my seeds? But I feel like I was using the egg cartons and it felt like I would water them in the morning, go to work, and then come home. And by the time I got home, they were already dried out.
Yep.
And that's why I was thinking like maybe they were just running too hot. But after testing it this year, I don't think so. I think
Okay.
the egg cartons maybe not be a good idea on the heat mat. Just leave them on the counter or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe on top of the fridge kind of thing.
Were they the foam egg cartons or the paper ones?
I guess they would have to be the foam. Yeah, like styrofoam-ish
Yeah,
type
okay.
thing. Yeah, and they got the holes in the bottom too. So the water also leaks out. So you got to remember about that too. So it could have just been like warming it up, but the water all dropped out of it. And now you got dry soil and now it just heated it right up. So maybe that's why I lost a lot of seeds.
Okay. Like I said, for me, I'm just experimenting different. I mean, it worked well for me. I mean, they still sprouted. It just, I was looking at it because how I had it and had the heat mat, and then I had like a light source on top of it. Sometimes when some of them started to sprout, and it was just like a double whammy, and it was drying that soil up in the 6 cells quite a bit. So this way seems to be working all right in the tent. So
And the one thing that I was using the first year was on top of my dual, what is it, T12 fluorescents. I would put a piece of wood over top of both of them. And then I would put one of those seed starting trays on top of it.
mhm.
And it had the humidity dome and everything. And that was enough heat to actually heat it up. And it was like its own little heat mat.
Yeah.
Last year, I was using, again, the egg cartons that have the holes in the bottom to dry out the soil, put them on top of there, and they were also drying out. So I'm pretty sure that was one of the big problems.
Right.
So as long as I don't do that this year, hopefully I can get some sprouts. But I thought about not using the heat mat at all, but no, I think this year I'm going to use it right on the kitchen counter instead of like putting it on the carpet or anything like that. I'm pretty sure it says don't use it on the carpet anyway.
Yeah. I mean, what I did is I just cut a piece of a dollar store foam that you get at the dollar store and cut a piece and then had that on top of, well, at the time when I wasn't running so many seeds, I had my aquarium stand and I just put that little piece and then put the mat and then put it was on a 10, put the 1020 tray, which holds the 6 cell trays. I mean, the little 6 cells. And that's pretty much my setup was. So I had those layers. I had the little bitty dollar store foam, the heat mat, the tray, and then the cells that were in there with the soil. So I mean that's how I've done it in the past with a humidity dome. And then until I see things breaking free, and then I'd take the humidity dome off and just kind of run it with the lights too, so they get lights as low as possible, so that they don't get leggy. So that's what I always try to do to keep it short and compact.
The funniest thing was when I really didn't care that much, every single thing popped up. But the more I was like, I'm going to have blah, blah, blah. I had 35 last year, different varieties. I'm going to have like 50 this year. And the more I would try, like the more I would kill them. So I don't know if it was, again, there was so many different things I just said where maybe a lot of that was factors, or I don't know, maybe I was just overthinking everything. But I don't know. I never had problems with, well, then again, last year was the first time I tried that eggshell or the egg carton method. I guess that would work if it was inside of a tray where you could have water on the bottom so it would never, where it would wick up and never dry out. Maybe that would work better. But as far as
that's definitely how I do my 6 cells. I always wick from the bottom.
Yeah.
So I always do that.
And you're talking about like the 6 cell containers that you get plants at the beginning of the
season.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And put them in like a seed starting tray.
Right.
Yeah, I was talking to Rob about that. That's what he does too, and that's what I did too for a long time. Yeah. Just throw them right in there, water from the bottom, it wicks up, and next thing you know, you get that humidity from all the water standing, and it hits the dome and waters from the top, and next thing you know, you have plants popping up.
I mean, if you looked at my video, you saw in that little 2x4 that I had, those humidity domes are like, well, one of them wasn't, but most of them are just covered, and so you can't even see what's in there right now. There's so much moisture contained, and that was just using a little amount of water to flood the bottom. I mean, it's not a lot of water, so it, like I said, just to get the soil moist.
All right. It probably says 7 minutes on your computer, so start your outros.
What's that?
Start your outros.
Oh, well, you start your outros. I'll do the final outro. Go for it. You start you.
All right.
Who's that guy over there in the middle with the microphone who's talking? I bet you're not subscribed to him. Maybe you should. What is your channel, sir? And where might people find you?
Rob Z, ROBB space Z is my YouTube channel. That's where you find my growing type videos and a few other miscellaneous ones. And then I have a second channel. If you're into watching Minecraft survival play, that's Yankee Ace 50 on YouTube as well. So you can go and watch my latest episodes there. They're up to 18 now. So yeah, so that's me.
Whoa. You were talking way too fast. I missed your YouTube channels. Could you please repeat them again so that we could find them and subscribe?
ROBB space Z, as in zebra, is my main channel for my growing and everything else. And then Yankee Ace 50, as in 50 on the end, is my Minecraft one. And Brian says, I thought you were falling asleep up. No, Brian, I'm just really nauseous at the moment. So I'm about that. Yeah, I'm just fine.
So just to clarify, it's ROBB space Z for your growing channel and Yankee Ace 50 for your Minecraft channel. That's crazy.
Yep. Charles, your turn.
Mine is my YouTube channel is Charles P. On Google Plus, Pepper Lovers. I'm of course Charles Paulk. That's pretty much it on as far as what I have for social media. So you can check out my videos. I'm doing regular updates on my this season's grow. So always check that out and see what I got going on there. Uh, for pepper lovers, you can go to the marketplace. I still have some hot sauce available too. If you like to try that, try any of those that I have left.
The sauce with two brains is very good. I can vouch for it.
Yeah, but I'm kind of confused because I'm not that smart. I figured that Charles P on YouTube would be an easy way to get in touch with you, but you said Charles Paulk, and I really can't spell. How would I spell that?
That would be Paulk.
And that's on Google Plus and the Pepper Lover Marketplace, correct?
That's correct. Yes.
Just trying to plug you as much as I can.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Good
And
night,
you
Brian,
said,
and thanks. I hope I feel better too.
and you said that you have hot sauce on the Pepper Lover Marketplace. That's crazy. Nobody else has pepper or hot pepper sauce right now because it's the middle of the winter.
I wish that
Maybe,
was true. There's quite a few actually.
I didn't see any of them. But maybe they should go over and check out your sauces and buy those because obviously I haven't seen any and I'm actively looking.
You got less than 4 minutes, Rev.
4 minutes. I can do 4 minutes like nobody else.
I
If you
know.
don't believe me, watch
We'll
my
get
video
started.
tomorrow because that is totally longer than 4 minutes.
Go ahead and start.
No, were you saying something or was Charles?
I haven't said anything. Are you stalling, trying to get the 4 minutes in?
Yes, he is. He's
Oh, I only
stalling
need
to get it
three.
past,
I only
past
need
the
three at
time,
this
just to
moment,
bug
but
me.
but I don't want to cut anybody off. I swear I heard somebody talking. Was that you, Rob? Charles said he wasn't talking, but if you were, I don't want to cut you off. Like I said, I can carry this, but
I know. Get started. Because come 3 minutes from now, I'm signing off because I'm having trouble sitting here. So I want to stay to the end. So please start your outro.
yeah, an outro. I'm Riptos TV, and I do aquaponics and I do hydroponics. Speaking of aquaponics, don't you need fish to have aquaponics? That's very interesting because last time I checked on my videos, we weren't sure if there were fish. Maybe tomorrow I will tell you if there's fish or not. Secret hint, there's not going to be a clue. But anyway, they may have survived or may have not, and I may have had another video after that that may or may not prove that. Did I find a floater? Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. But I don't know. You'll have to find out. So maybe if you hit that little bell, you will get a notification every time one of my stupid videos go live. But that also tells you, I mean, here's the upside of that. It'll also tell you whenever one of these live streams go live. So that way you'll get notified and you can come and hang out with us because we were cool. You saw it. We were live and you loved it. And it was great. We'll catch you next time. Later.
Alrighty, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. We all appreciate it. Have a good night.